And we return. I hope everyone's week was wonderful. 2 degrees. We're all here, so that tells me it was at least partially okay and probably majoritively not okay. And we're here for the escape. So, let's go ahead and dive right into making our characters extremely sad. Recapping a little bit of the last couple sessions, as you can see by the map in front of you, some things happened. You guys, after dealing with Kaporin's situation, and where he became a barbarian for 3 minutes, you guys had him unconscious and took him up to the room. People were starting to devise ideas of what to do next before Kaporin decided to hand over the reins to Luke. And Luke then started doing some things. Eventually hurting Nori, though that was more her fault than his fault. And then sicking Richaw on Polly before dimension dooring out. After Richaw had done some scouring, a few moments later, you guys got a message from Kaporin, Animal Messenger, saying for you all to get out, get to safety. Not a few moments later, mainly because he sent a bat to do the messaging. He should have sent a bird or something to do it a little bit faster, but he used what he had available. And the bat taking its time to get to you guys. Shortly after the message had been delivered, explosions rocked the city. This sent you guys into a very much fight-or-flight situation, and it was a bit of both, technically, at that point, where those that went to go get their things and then all decided to go meet at the Shamazel house, while Richaw went to go fetch Bill. At the Shamazel house, a situation was abrupted, wherein Bryn, Eagle Nori, and Polly all attempted to unstick Laverne from the wall, like a very bad pin the tail on the donkey session. And though she was retrieved off, she was mortally wounded at this point. And unfortunately, at that point in time, no amount of healing was really going to fix the problem. Other decisions were made. Tidal Wave was cast to put out the fire to the south. Healing was done to Vernon to wake up. Laverne passed away. And there was an attempt to revivify her back but Bryn, her ancestral situation took over, and she moved to take Laverne's soul from her body and tuck it away. This prompted Hawkus to sort of violently react to it, pulling Laverne's soul out from Bryn's body and implanting it back into her own body. This brought Laverne back. More healing was doled out. Vernon was brought back from the edge of death as well. Hawkus collapsed. Hammer went to go decapitate Nori. Vernon had just enough in him to stop that from happening, rolling the best natural 20. Because I had such a big roll-off for you and that hammer to happen. But nevertheless, Vernon was able to stop the hammer in time. The hammer relatched to Hawkus' hands, and the unconscious Hawkus taken up. Vernon, who goes unconscious as well, taken, and the whole group, once Kaporin reached them, decided to move towards the academy. You guys moved to Mazoga, the bubble. There, you guys were able to get in through use of pixies and fly, able to get in through the top, reaching out to Mazoga, and get inside the bubble. Once there, an explosion rocked the western gate, and black creatures started oozing out of the crater. A decision was made by Mazoga, and she was going to drench the fire to the west and the east, and hopefully kill as many of these creatures as possible. And your guys' group was tasked with leading the survivors westward and towards the academy. This all went down successfully. She dispersed her dome, setting the waters opposite of each other. And as you guys were retreating, those that looked back saw Mazoga turn into this giant tree ant with the help of her natural deity, and started laying down the most heavenly of havoc upon these creatures, giving you guys plenty of time and no need to worry about anything catching up to you. You guys moved diagonally through the city, eventually seeing another explosion get contained beneath a blue dome, right over the large general district, strip mall-esque type of location that you guys have become familiar with. Now lays an empty crater as the dome relinquished itself after the explosion died down. Moving past it, you guys met the roadblock of triage, as you guys were now getting dictated. Only extreme cases were being allowed through and into the academy. Laverne, Hawkes, and Vernon all fell within that realm, so Annabelle went with them, taking passage onto a carriage and moving forward. As you guys started to move northwards, hearing that this is where the line of defense was happening against the creatures, another explosion rocked within the academy gates, sending the actual gates of the academy flying, tumbling forward, killing everything in its path in a disastrous giant caltrop of a way. You guys rushed to where you saw the cart that Laverne, the Schlemazel family, had all taken refuge on, which is now overturned and smashed up against a wall, both the horses pulling it dead. But fortunately enough, as you guys approached it, a violet barrier seemed to dissipate and the cart sort of slide off as all the compatriots, all the family members started to come out of said... Why did that stop? Gotta have the village on fire in the background. As all of the Schlemazel family and Hawkes ended up coming out, Hawkes now missing a portion of his leg below the left knee. He then fabricated himself a stump of sorts to at least get things going, and of course he made it into a blade. And we very much talked about it. It's very much the ostrich-style, backward-kneed sling blade style. But you guys hunkered down here, some investigating within the academy walls, Racha going to the nearest top building to kind of keep a lookout. But out of the destruction, Kaporin, since you were flying, you kind of got knocked away from the group and sputtered up against some wreckage. Out of the fire and debris in the academy gates walks a horned individual that you all have sort of dealt with. At least his visage you have dealt with. But the actual Barnabas Elrith walked confidently and struttingly through the masses of dwarf, gnome, human, half-elf, and others that just cascaded around. Kaporin, Racha, and Nori all seeing this, but Barnabas only registering Kaporin, telling him that he's glad that his son can make it to his coming out party. And with that, as people were moving around, he seemed to disappear through the group. Kaporin let out a vaguely veiled threat before he saw a certain dwarf turn with their eyes completely black, and Kaporin fell immediately unconscious. But, nevertheless, the rest of the group, kind of coerced in this area, went over to Kaporin, shook him awake, told what he had seen, and eventually the group started relegating themselves a little bit southward to find a safe place to stay. But it was during this time, as you guys were moving, that two balls of light seemed to streak across the sky, meeting the individual who had cast the blue dome earlier. All of them discussing and then separating. Man going north and the balls going east and south. From there, as you guys started to move again, I believe it was Rachaw that noticed a battle happening towards the north between the creature in the sky and some black and red creature that he was fighting, and this person was basically on the defensive before one of the balls of light streaked to his aid, and that individual was able to go to the academy to recuperate. This ball of light and the red and black individual duked it out before eventually this ball of light, which later learned to be an Aasimar, fell by getting completely speared through the chest with a large black sickle-like instrument of some sort before falling to the ground and the creature who had won retreating. Rachaw went to the Aasimar body to see that it was now covered with these black four-legged creatures being torn apart, realizing that he can't really do anything at this point. He retreated back to his group. They all found refuge in an abandoned home, and eventually were able to all get a long night's rest. So, a little bit of recap of 2 sessions, but kind of all needs to be done together to understand everything. But now we move forward. Closer to noon, because everything had happened up until about 2 a.m. So, the fires had all been put out in the city. This map registers the destruction of the city. Green being craters, blue being fire damage, red being completely gone, as in it was destroyed and all fell into the lake itself. So, right around noon, we come back. The day is yours.
Time for breakfast.
You guys wake and actually are greeted with a somber, sort of reflective atmosphere. From the chaos of the night before, it's almost as if the environment is reflecting how everyone feels as the rain starts to pour. And though it's not a heavy torrential rain, it is consistent and helps put out some of maybe the lingering fires that are around, keeping everything from reigniting. But it's definitely not improving the mood at all.
How long has it been raining at this point? Just the entire time? Yeah. So...
Just a few hours before you guys wake is when the rain starts.
Who's cooking?
Amber can cook.
Horn could
Darren
cook,
cook
but
too.
I don't know if
Yeah, I don't know if Amber or the party's in the mood to trust Kaporin with their food. So
Don't worry, guys. I
Amber
got a
can
little bit of my
volunteer.
last dose left. I'll just go ahead and give a little bit to everybody.
Okay, you go sit out in the rain. You can eat this berry, go away. No, I'm joking. I don't have that spell.
I'll help Emmerich cook. I've got some trail rations and whatever we can find around here.
Yeah, as far as the location that you're currently at, there are some things to make. It's more of like a porridge, but this house isn't like wholeheartedly stocked, and anything that probably was stocked has been reallocated by the military. There are soup lines and such being prepared outside if you guys wanted to go that way.
Got 10 rations if we want to use those as well. You know, to beef it up a little bit.
Yeah, I've got rations as well. I can just eat those.
Um, after we do that, can I check on my parents, especially my dad, see how he's doing, and my sister?
Yep. All in the same room together. Laverne is cuddled up next to Vernon. Vernon's still unconscious. Annabelle, you could see the spot where she laid next to Vernon, but she's currently up and helping Hawkus with some of his burns that he's dealing with. She's like just picking out debris from like the blisters and everything that he dealt with while he's more focused on his leg currently, and she's trying to take care of the rest of him as much as possible.
I'll see if they need any help.
Hawkus being Hawkus will be like, I've already got one woman on me, I don't need another.
I wasn't asking him anyway. I was asking my mom.
He's a bit unruly. I'm fine. Just make sure if you can help out there any way that you can.
All right. Well, if you need any like extra, like a pop of healing or anything, let me know because I prayed this morning and I should be good to go. How is Dad? Is he just asleep? Has he woken up at all?
No, he hasn't woken up yet, but he's grumbling and snoring like normal, so I'm not too worried.
Is his shirt like just shredded, like nothing up, like waist up?
No, so it was just his back, and it seems that Annabelle has found another shirt and has put it on him, but there's also a layer of bandages underneath. Because luckily you guys dumped a lot of healing into him, so it helped start the healing process on his back. But it's still tender, so they didn't want to put like a straight cloth shirt on that, so they've put like a layer of gauze down.
Okay, it's not bleeding though.
No, you guys dumped enough
What
healing
about
into
Laverne?
it. Outside-wise, she looks physically fine. What Hawkus did and the extra healing you guys gave seemed to have closed the hole entirely. So, looking on the outside, I mean, it looks like brand new skin, but that's really the only thing that you can see. It's a little shallow. It's a little shallow, I should say, in that circular area. Because you got to think that all the fats, all the, extra insulation that she might have had in that area is just all gone now. And everything that's regrown is basically pure.
Would I know would extra healing help that at all, or is it just a matter of time?
No, it doesn't look like she's gaunt in that area. It just looks like the extra thicker muscle and like the layer of fat that she had there is just not there because it's all brand new healing. So she's gonna have to retrain that muscle. Basically, it's like half of her abs got taken out.
Good, at
Couple
least she's still got some
crunches
nice
and
tits.
Luckily, it didn't hurt. It didn't hit those. So she's just kind of like both arms linchpinned around your dad's arm, and just like a child not wanting to come out of the covers.
Okay, I'll leave him to it then and help everybody else out. Get everybody up and that kind of stuff.
Yep. You guys have gotten some guests throughout the night, other people looking for a little bit of refuge. Not a whole lot of people, about 4. 3 dwarfs, 1 human. They didn't really go anywhere. They kind of like got into the house, saw people sleeping, and just kind of all over the place, so they just kind of tucked themselves into the corner. By the time you guys wake, 2 of them are awake. The human and the dwarven male are asleep still. About the dwarven woman and the dwarven girl child. they're up, and when you guys start making food, that's probably a good idea, and they start making their own food and wake the others up and feed them, seeing that you guys have pretty much taken care of yourselves.
Cha, recognizing that he's a bit of an oddity, will distract the dwarven child so that the parents can get a little bit of a break.
Make a performance check.
Can you have assistance from Kaporian?
He's not trying to do music. If you want to give him inspiration, you can do that.
Oh no, I terrify her.
Like, you go up to her, like, she's starting to eat her porridge, and, like, you go, like, you just, like, hey! And she fucking damn near flips the bowl over, and it's, like, steaming hot porridge, so it's starting to, like, burn, like, her hands. And you're just like, oh, sorry.
Oh dear.
Nora will come over, put a hand on Racha's shoulder, and just gently pull him away from the terrified child. Can't win them all.
Yeah, they're not all cookie cutter.
He'll say in the other little dwarven girl's voice that he met, you want to play a game?
She's, like, currently, like porridge, like, off of her hands. It's all, like, bright red across the back. And the mother goes, it's been a long night. Maybe another time.
Bryn's gonna take out the little, she's had it for forever, just a little trinket thing that she bought before the Valar thing happened. She's gonna go over to the little girl and just be like, here, you can have this, and give her, I think it's like a little, I don't know, seahorse or something like that. Just a, like, wooden little thing.
And she kind of grabs it and looks in and starts, like, moving it around and looking at different angles. And I was like, what do you say? Thank you, miss. And then she kind of, like, turns around and continues playing with it. And the mother kind of gives you, like, a nod, like a thanks.
Just let us know if there's anything we can help you with. We're not from around here, so we just gonna help where we can.
You could tell she was about to say a slightly smart aleck remark. And then she, like, thinks better of it, knowing that you're just, like, trying to help to a degree. And she just smiles and gives you another nod.
Speaking of that, what do we want to do?
Are we talking just in the main room around these strangers, or are we talking somewhere else?
Well, there's, like, a
Nori
living room
said-
and then a dining room and then a kitchen, so you can move away.
Inori will say that and just kind of gesture to go to a different room.
Is everybody here?
Yep.
Okay. I was actually thinking of communing to get some answers, if you guys are up for that. And quietly, so that nobody hears in the other room. Just so you guys, like, in case you didn't know, in case it matters at all. So, Illinade is my deity, just in case you guys didn't know that. So, because he's on this plane, I'm a little closer than a normal deity would be. So, I was thinking I could commune and just let him take over, and you guys could ask questions about whatever you want. I mean, assuming that he's available.
Are you sure you want to do that, Polly? It was a little weird last time.
I mean, it just makes more sense to get him directly instead of me having to translate.
There's just so much I don't even know how to parse through it.
I mean, my only problem is this is a pretty big fucking disaster. And you know that they should have been here. That whole group should have been here, and they're not. Which makes me worry that something else is taking up their time.
I know Elena came and picked up his friend, this giant dragon, related to dragons, creature, and he was vague about it. I asked if there was a battle to be fought, and he said that it wasn't his only use. So something's going down, enough where he pulled this thing out. I know they're strong, and I wish we had anything, because it's the silence that's killing me.
I mean, that's exactly why I want to do this. Because even if he's in trouble or they're in trouble, he can let me know. I mean, not that we can do anything, but at least we know that help's not coming.
Okay, what do we want to ask him?
Emmerich, Kaporin, Racha, any ideas?
I have no questions for him, but I do have to notify Rashi and maybe even my mom, just to be safe.
Don't worry your mom too much. She's already dealing with a lot.
So we want to do the sendings or the commune first?
Probably the sendings first.
Okay.
Plus, parent, she doesn't even know Barnabas is a thing. She just knew him as your dad. A completely different man. She wouldn't know a thing about this. And there's nothing you could say to prepare her for it. It's just call and make sure she's okay.
Yeah, makes sense. Porn would nod. Alright. I guess, well, I'll notify Rashi first then. Rashi, Warren. Barnabas has escaped his cell. He's on the loose. Just wanted to give you a heads up. And Warren would send that along to Rashi.
Okay. You send it out, and there's no recipient to receive it. Different from the other times where you've sent it out and it's gotten blocked. This one just has no one to go to.
I've never experienced this before, but no one is on the other end to receive my message. Or kind of speaks out.
Who were you trying to get a hold of?
Rashi, his sister, half-sister, technically.
Yeah, you met her at the wedding party.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've had it happen a couple of times. They're either being blocked or dead. Sorry about that. Or, like, interdimension. I mean, or they're like Nori's dad and Nori, and they just can't be connected to.
Well, unlike when I tried to message Nori before, there was nothing on the other side.
Basically, the spell goes out and it like searches for the person, and it takes a bit for it to finally come back with no one found at this address. Because
Number no longer in service.
yeah, basically it's because it has to travel through all the planes and try and reach out. So It takes a little bit back, and then it's just like, nope, sorry, nothing like that here.
This is disheartening. I hope their family's alright. Currently not the proper time to contact my mother, so I will hold off until a good time and just a very generic message when I can. Just, Mom, I hope you're alright. Ran into some trouble up here in the north, but everything's settled down for now. I'll be home
When are you
soon.
sending that?
When Kapoor knows it's a good time that
Well,
she's
earlier
not
in the
asleep
day,
or...
the better.
Oh, okay, so
Yeah, because
you would...
it's at night where she's busy.
Yes. So he would send that along. We ran into some trouble. We're fine. Hope you're doing all right, and Tim is okay.
You get the same feeling. But
Apparent.
it's not. It's the same feeling as if something's not there, but like it's trying to connect to it. Like it's there, but it's not there. It's a weird feeling. Not quite a block like you've dealt with like Nori or Valak or anything. It's just like it's getting rerouted weirdly, and it's just not making connection. And so you're just like, you've never dealt with this. Not many people have. So it's kind of like the fuck was that? It's like calling someone now and getting an AOL dial-up tone from the 90s. You're just like, whoa. Okay, someone has their fax machine connected to this number. Like, you're just like, I need to try that again later. It's unnerving for the situation, but it's not as clear-cut as Rashi's was. So you're just like, we need to upgrade Mom's phone plan.
Can Nori cast Detect Magic?
Sure.
I'll do that.
Anything in particular you're looking for?
Anything, because I casted around everyone before, so I would know kind of... I'm avoiding looking at Bryn, because that causes problems every time. But mostly at Kaparan to see if there's some sort of block around him. Or if something's changed in anything.
The loot's a little bit stronger. A magical essence. But other than that, nothing. You do see maybe about 10 feet away from him, or away from the whole group, really, sort of a visage of a person that's sitting on what looks to be nothing. But they're kind of like lounged back, one foot up, crossed over the knee of the other one. Arm like back on the back of a chair. He's kind of just sitting there. Body-wise, some sort of man. Kaporn kind of moves a foot or so to the side as he starts to walk, and this person seems to just slide along with him.
Oh, his ghost. So it is a thing, and he's not just crazy. Well, I don't see anything. Is there, for everyone else, is there anything different? Again, not looking at Bryn, because ow.
Bryn's that bright, like, floodlight that you're just like, yep, nope, keep it moving. Well, look across Amric. Amric looks the same.
Oh, Richa. Avoid Richa, too.
No.
I don't want to look at that.
We already moved on to Richa.
Damn it! Well, Nori just saw that horrible face that's gonna be on her mind. That thing was terrifying.
You guys are all in a big group together, so it's kind of hard just like to not look at someone. Even your peripherals
Bryn
gonna.
and Rachel are right next to each other, so it should skip both of them. Just like close my
Yeah.
eyes for a couple seconds, and we can open.
You know, knowing
Yeah.
Racha, he's not in one spot for long.
Why do you
I
gotta
could
do this
stealth-
to me? I don't
I can
want to
stealth it,
die.
Make make it harder. I mean, it is just detect magic, though. Theoretically, true sight was the one that murdered a man.
It is a first level spell.
Kind of glancing over in Racha's direction before you like, oh shit, I probably shouldn't. But you see with your peripheral, what looks to be about 4 feet taller than Racha, and it's kind of, you're not looking at it directly, so you can't see it, but it's a large figure. You're kind of just seeing the outline of it, and it seems to have its arms down, and its hands somewhere around Racha's shoulders and neck.
I saw this while I was a bat.
Yeah.
Oh, significantly less terrifying. It's just cool.
Or you just didn't know what it was at the time.
So nothing super unusual. Just kind of everyone being their normal magical selves.
As fucked up as that is, yeah. Polly is a little bit different. I mean, he glows to a degree, as he always did. A little bit more vibrantly, just a little bit, like an extra shade up. But it seems that something's weird with one of his arms.
Is that the arm that has the flower?
Yeah. Something around the elbow seems to be coming out. Because knowing Polly, he's probably almost entirely in a arms crossed across the chest position about 90% of the time with this group. So you see out of that arm, there seems to be something growing out of his elbow. Just magically, not for the rest of you guys.
Well, I'm not seeing anything unusual, so that's nice, at least. But
Give me a perception check.
theoretically, I'm good at this. Theoretically.
And there all along, Barnabas has been sitting in the corner.
Theoretically.
That's all you see.
Yeah. Alright. She's seen all she sees, and she'll... I've got it for 10 minutes. I'll just keep it on for a little while. No. Yeah, I'll turn it off. Just be like...
Bryn kind of...
I'm like...
Hey, Nori, yeah. Oh, God, fuck, why? Why?
That's why. That's the exact reason why.
I can't even close my eyes and get reprieved.
It's too bright.
Oh god, we should just give Bryn detect magic. So that way every time she blinks, it's just like looking at the sun.
I mean, if Kaporin has a problem sending to people, I can try Rashi. I mean, if we're wasting all our spells at the beginning of the day, we might as well.
Might as well go all in.
I mean, it just didn't connect at all. And if what you're saying is correct, then likely they're either dead or something more horrible is wrong.
Well, I mean, according to your... Go ahead.
When you passed out, did you experience anything else?
Just Lou?
No, passed out, as in when we were in the middle of the town. And certain fucked up guy showed up.
Barnabas made you go night-night.
Yes.
Eye bites a bitch, man.
No, I didn't. I don't remember feeling anything else. I just was awake one moment and then out the next.
Decided to take a little nap.
Which is comically common for Kaporan.
So, my internet's struggling. Give me a second.
You can do it, Nori's internet.
I think I might just try contacting my mother again later. There might be an issue within the town. You said that it felt like it had nowhere to go, or it was being rerouted to my mother.
Like, it's trying to connect. Like, there is a recipient, but for some reason, it's not getting blocked, but it's just not making connection.
I'm gonna chalk it up to that I have a bad signal here in town. But
I'm not near any of my towers.
you know, my tower just went down.
I'm roaming.
Um,
I'm roaming here, guys.
Yeah, I heard like a giant tidal wave took out the tower in the area. I'm not sure what happened with that.
There was a 5G tower right next to the nursery, and it kind of went kaput.
Yeah, so now you're using like 2 towns over.
I was actually thinking that, like, because of all the shit that just went down all over the city, there might be some, like, magical residue interference kind of thing.
Nori, actually. No, never mind.
Why?
Nope,
You
sorry.
teasing me with that?
Don't worry about it.
I'm going to worry about it. You saying don't worry about it does not make the situation better.
Don't worry about it.
I lost my train of thought.
It's
So
probably
commune then.
It's probably still on the tracks. Okay, you're gonna commune. Are you going anywhere special or just doing it where you're at?
I mean, are there any temples around here? I
No,
didn't think that they had temples around here.
no temples. I just didn't know if you wanted to like just plop down in the middle of the dining room and be like, "Hey, commune."
I mean, I wanted to where we're alone, not where people are like in the other room eating their meal and then
Yeah,
freak out because my eyes start glowing and like shit like that.
you can do it upstairs.
I actually, I kind of want to do it with my mom and dad, but dad's asleep.
Yeah.
I do want to. I want to do a few things after this, but so are we going to do it now or are we doing it later?
We can do it later if you want. Here's the deal, gang. I'm just going to commune, and you guys are going to ask the questions. Because it just makes more sense to have him answer directly and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. So going upstairs. You want to at least bring your mom in on this, or?
Yeah, I'd like to. Let me transfer some questions real quick that I have as well as other
Okay.
people.
Polly's got a little bit different of a commune. Obviously, with him getting possessed and everything, but it allows, first off, his commune to be talk to other people that are around. Also, Polly can talk, but if he wants to, he can kind of just let his deity take over. And he gets more questions. And he gets a wider array of answers.
Yeah, so we get 5 questions, and if we need to cast it again, I'm more than willing to do it. Just make sure you kind of ask a question and then wait for the answer instead of asking more questions than one at the same time. But yeah, it's pretty cut and dry, and I will talk to my mom about it. I'll bring her up to speed on what's going on.
Okay.
so she's not freaking out when I get taken over.
Yeah. I like to talk.
I don't have any.
Deity of yours.
I don't have any questions myself, so whatever you all think is best to ask.
It's not a bitch session, Mom. It's just
No, I just have some questions,
okay.
but I will see to the discretion of your party for them to ask their questions first.
And I will get comfy.
1 second,
Yeah.
please.
Okay.
Who's in charge here?
Do you want to know who's asking the questions?
Shakes his head no.
Of one poly
I could use a
communes?
little. I could use a little help. Barnabas.
You want to ask about Barnabas?
Who can help us currently with Barnabas?
Barnabas. Who can help us?
I feel like I know what you're asking, but at the same time,
Well, spit it out, dear. I mean, we can sit here and just twiddle our thumbs up our asses, or we can possibly figure out what this bird's trying to say.
Can I insight check him?
Amber can, yeah.
I'll hand you a flask.
Richard's like been staring at him like, please.
Like, come on, man who knows my mind. Richard,
Yours.
you can say what you're trying to say.
He's basically saying who his question he would like asked is who helped him escape.
Do you want to know who helped Barnabas escape?
Thank you.
How is it that he's been with us for such a short time and he's so good at that?
I don't know.
Gift.
it must be.
I just have a way with the birds.
Richard's gonna like walk up to him. Probably have to scamper up him a little bit because he's 7 foot something, and like poke his forehead with the tattoo in his eye.
He must be an
Okay.
ornithologist.
I don't know. I will get comfy on one of the beds and cast commune and just let go.
All right, you guys see Polly kind of get comfy on the bed, do a few little hand symbols, and go to kind of like release himself. And Polly, you kind of like start to lean back, like Jesus, take the wheel. And then all of a sudden you realize nothing's catching me. Oh shit! And you start to like roll back. Luckily you're on a bed, so you kind of just. He looks like he eggs, and just kind of like falls back, and his feet kind of go up in the air a little bit, and everyone's like, "Is this normal?" And then Polly kind of like sits back up, like, something's wrong."
Did it not go through?
Nope.
Nori's going to fully just go outside and, like, going to full on leave the town.
So
Did you
Polly's
just take off and not explain any of
Polly's
this?
yeah, Polly's commute doesn't work, and Nori's like, "Fuck this, I'm out," and just decides to book it.
Or Chago's chasing off after.
That'd be funny if she just full sprints too, just like, "Oh fuck,"
Good luck getting away from me.
until she turns into a thing that can fly, and then you're like, "Oh man."
Oh, keep up with it somehow.
She goes over the lake.
We
You're
waste
like,
the spell.
"I'm 20 feet per second."
I mean,
slow
this
enough.
is the first moment I get a chance to learn if I could run across water.
He hit about 60 feet
Nori-
in and then realized, nope.
Nori's gonna say, I have spells that don't work in cities. I don't see why, in something as dire as this, that certain spells wouldn't work. Magic is a fragile thing, and this was a hell of a thing. So, I'm gonna go outside the town and see what I can do. You may join me if you wish.
Take me with you.
Yeah, Bryn's going.
I'm gonna stay here.
If Bryn's
So-
going, Rochov would not. Just as we're going outside, though, can he like reach down and with Acacia try and pull out an arrow? Like, is it possible to pull out an arrow?
What, when you're just walking through the streets?
Or yeah, like some sort of soil or dirt or something.
Yeah. See. This is technically grasslands.
Ooh, fancy. He'll just go. He'll look at a random piece of rock and shoot it.
So I believe what grasslands is
Force damage, so it should just punch it.
Scarily enough, you see Racha reach down and pull out a violet and black arrow from the ground as he kind of like, he's like, ooh, as he pulls it out and then like aims over and just, and you just see, poof, just send out a crater of rocks into, just scattering them all in different directions. You see some people just start running, just immediately thinking more explosions just happened.
Sometimes magic doesn't work. And then he'll just sort of gesture towards that.
I'm thinking more big communication type things.
Almost like we can't, or I mean, it would make sense in this giant siege almost to block communications with the outside world, but
That's just me
I
opening
heard
the
a
thing,
roll
don't
go
worry.
off.
It's just me opening my thing, don't worry.
I had to roll it off. I got scared.
It's just a theory, but it's one worth testing. Because the last time I ignored an instinct like this, we were in a dream realm still.
All right. I mean, if it works, let us know.
It was all just a
We'll try
dream.
again some other... It better not be.
I would love it to be just a dream.
We've tried
we all
that
just
so
have-
many times. You cannot say it works now.
It was
Unless we
just
go all the way.
a dream.
Unless we go all the way back till before the JJ attack.
We've been in Polly's dream for the last 3 months.
Yep. Seattle, all of that, just fake.
I mean, Seattle
Yeah,
being fake would make sense.
I mean, Seattle is pretty fake to begin with.
No, the whole plot twist of everything is Polly's just a hippie in Seattle, and he took too many drugs, and we've
No.
been stuck in his dream for a while.
Polly's been doppelganger this entire time.
No. No.
All right. So
That is one of the most evil laughs I've heard from you.
So you guys are going out of town. You've got a couple options. Currently southward, which would be your usual direct path, is blocked by fire and destruction and ruin. So your next quickest path is north. Or you can go around the southern debris. It's going to take you a little bit longer, but you can do it.
Let's go north. There was something I wanted to check out there anyway.
Okay.
Before we leave, Amica wanted to have a really quick convo with Polly about what the town's food stores are probably like, in case it might be a good idea to go hunting and get like a deer or two to liven up everyone's meals.
I mean, there's not a lot of wild animals around here because of the guards and everything like that. But I'm sure you could go out far enough.
Well, if we're leaving town anyway, I think it might be a good idea, at least for one of us to try.
Yeah, I mean, nobody would be mad about it. I just don't think that there's large enough game. Val, did you say that there wasn't, like, anything too big around here?
Yeah, no, it's pretty barren around this area. It's very grassland-esque. The nearest forest is over a mile away. And even then, it's more of a thicket than a forest. And it's really just a repurposed thicket that kind of gets replanted and grown whenever they need it for lumber. So currently, that thicket is being fucking deforested right now.
it still burning?
No, with the rain and everyone putting out the fires from the night before, everything's pretty much out.
All right. In that case, Amric will stay in town with Polly and whoever else is staying.
Okay. Um, going outside, you do see a few different orbs of white light traveling through the sky. Sort of. They're moving very quickly, but they all seem to be going in specific locations, stopping over different portions of the city and seemingly interacting with something down on the ground before zooming off to another corner of the city. And Nori decided to go bye-bye.
She went out of town.
She went all the fucking way out of town, but she said she wanted to do something northward, so we're going to have to wait a little bit.
Rachel won't actually go that way, and we'll head back towards the academy again to check on that wizard person.
Okay. Another performance check. Nora, is there something specific you wanted to do on the way out?
So, sorry, my Zoom died for a second there.
No worries.
So what I want to do is I want to go a decent way out of town. Like,
How much of the description did you hear? Because we saw some stuff.
I heard balls of light flying through the sky.
Yeah, they seem to interact with things in the city, and then they'll move off to a different portion of the city, and then either interacting with ruins or people, not sure what. But there are about 3 different orbs of light that are currently going around the top of the town. Racha, you try and portray yourself as best as possible to these people to try and figure out, and you're like, wizard,
And I'm like, I'm trying my best to look like an Ixian soldier.
Yeah, and the people here are so tired and bedraggled, and like it seems like a lot of the senior military members have either been taken out or are dealing with other things in the city, and you just got like grunts who have been here. They were probably already looking at a full day's worth of work, then everything happened. So they're running pretty much like over 24 hours of just nonstop chaos. So they're just like, we're sorry, can't help you. Come back when someone else is here.
Okay. And then he'll just go running off and start sort of like just investigating the town and helping where he could with whatever, but then also like trying to figure out what the hell happened and how this went down.
Okay. So Nori, how far out did you want to go?
I'd say like half a mile. It's gonna be a decent ways that I want this spell to work. To the point where it's be like, okay, we're not in the city anymore.
Yeah. Okay. So you go out through the northwestern exit, and
this was the exit that a bunch of horrible creatures came through, right?
no, that's the. So if you look at the map, all the way at the northwest, there's a little gate there. Her. So you guys can go out that one. That's a normal gate.
Okay.
But yeah, so you guys go through the gate and head out about half a mile northward. More you head in this direction, the chillier it gets. Though only half a mile, so it's not drastic. But you got no longer wind buildings and such blocking you, so now you're getting a lot more windswept. And so it does bring the chill down a bit. But after a few moments, 10 minutes or so, you guys are about half a mile out.
Alright, Nori's going to sit down on the ground, put her hands against it, and as a ritual cast Commune with Nature.
Okay.
And the 3 things I want to know are going to be influence from other planes of existence, prevalence. I always have a hard time with that word. Actually, no. We're gonna do powerful celestials and powerful fiends.
Okay.
And while Nori's doing that, Bryn's just gonna try to keep a lookout, make sure it's safe-ish.
Yeah. Make a perception check, Bryn. All right. As far as influence from other planes of existence, you don't pick up anything. Bryn, you kind of like looking around, and then like kind of like look down at Nori, and you're like, "Damn, she's looking good today." And then
Too bad she's sitting down.
it's alright. The back of her head is ridiculous. The back of your head is ridiculous.
I'm just so mad that I actually remembered to do that, and then that's what I get.
Yep. After roll 20 being like, stop trying to look for shit.
I've rolled so many nat ones the last like three days.
So you don't see anything except your girlfriend. Nori, planes of existence, nothing. Powerful fiends, nothing. Powerful celestials, you're getting 5. And they're all down to the city.
Could I retry sending?
Yeah.
Same message as earlier to trying to contact mom.
Okay. About 15, 20 seconds. Kaporin? That you? I'm okay, but someone took Tim. It just middle of the night. I don't know what to do.
I'm gonna burn a 4th level to contact her again. I'm glad you're safe. God, I don't know what to say to this. That was unexpected.
I'm glad you're safe. I never met the fucker, so it's all good.
I don't
One less mouth to feed, right?
Hey, you can get back. You can get back to work, Mom.
I have scry stocked.
I'm glad you're safe. We'll find out who took Tim. I won't let those bastards get away. You have any other description? Description of them?
Yeah. No. Middle of the night. Just woke up and he was gone. I don't even know what woke me. It just got hot all of a sudden, and woke up sweating, and he was just gone.
Did we, when interacting with Barnabas, was it hot in the area? Besides the fire?
Fire's pretty
I'm just
hot,
trying
Kaporin.
Yeah,
I'm just wanted to let you know. It is a phenomenon that most people end up learning throughout their life, but some people go a lot longer before they learn it. So, when there's a lot of fire nearby, lots of hot. So, as far as being someplace where there's fire all around you, it's a lot hot. And so yeah, it was a little hot when you saw Barnabas. Mainly because a giant explosion had just gone out, and new flames were everywhere. Those get a little hot too. If you're ever really interested, Universal Studio has a great little ride that you can go on. Or Disneyland, Indiana Jones, the Temple of Doom, like There's some little fireballs that come out of that. Don't lean into it. Might lose some eyebrows, but just feel the warmth.
Do we remember the
Like-
time when we said this dumb questions? I feel like we stepped into that realm.
Yeah, my IQ just dropped at least 10 points.
That's because of the heat. Like I said, don't lean into it. Smoke inhalation kills brain cells.
At least Amric doesn't have hair to singe.
He's got eyebrows. And knowing Amric, just the edges
Hat.
will get burnt and it kind of curl, so it kind of like looks like he's got little mustaches on his eyebrows.
I was gonna say shitty anime villain, but that works too.
Yeah, yeah, totally.
No, I'm just gonna have two of the. I can't think of anyone else who has it. So, what the old racer car from the first Cars movie? It's his mustache
Yeah,
just
the
on
nice,
each
like,
eye.
The nice, yeah, nice little curl. Usually dictated in cartoons as French people, for some reason. They have that weird like curl, or old money tycoons seem to have that same sort of like pinch curl. Anyway, I digress. Yes, hot, Koporin. It was hot.
Wonderful. I'm so glad that Kaporin had a heat lesson today.
Mhm.
He doesn't want to just leave his mother on the spot like that, so he'll send her one more time. Well, that's a clue, I guess. I'll try to get down there as fast as possible. See if I can work on anything up here. Stay safe, Mom. I love you.
You'll be safe. And if you find out anything, let me know as soon as you can.
With that, the horn just stands there and yells out,
She's like, I love you, Corey.
Corey?
Yeah, it's your nickname.
Corey's in the house. What up?
On Boy Meets World. Your brother's middle name was Sean. No, Eric. Sorry, Eric.
Tim Eric?
Timothy.
Poor
Eric.
child.
It's so funny to me that Kaparin's mother is just Alice, his little brother is Tim, and then his name is Kaparin.
Yeah.
It's a family name.
It's been passed down generations on my mother's side. Who knows?
All right. So your sendings are done, Nori. Your commune has been done. Anything else out here?
Nori will stand up and go, well, nature's working, that's nice. And
A
then
random flower gives you the thumbs up.
give the thumbs up. Oh, how's my flower from I
You'd have
can't
to go
I
all the
can
way
never
back.
say this. I have it like around my neck.
Oh.
It's in a little pendant.
Oh, that one. It's fine.
Yes. Okay, it's just chilling.
Yep.
I hope that's a good sign. Is he still vibing?
Oh, you want to talk to him?
No, I just want to know if he's still dancing.
You don't see it. It's only when you commune with him do you see it.
All right, I'm gonna save the slot for now. But I would like to go over to the entrance, or at least get close to it, where the creatures left.
Okay. So the crater.
Before you guys walk off, Kaporn would let you know that his brother's been kidnapped.
Well, we're not near you guys when you did that. I'm assuming.
I think Kaporn went with you guys.
Oh,
Yeah.
he did.
Yeah. He's just been quietly
man.
trailing behind. But your perception check,
And-
you didn't even notice.
No, they've just been
yeah, like-
actively ignoring him for being so pissed at him.
I mean, fair.
Well, Nori was on a mission, and Bryn was just staring at her ass the whole time. So,
No, she was sitting down, Val.
Yeah, but on the way there, I used your perception check for the entire trip.
Oh, thank you for that.
Yeah, no worries.
Checking out her ass and then looking at her figure. She's like, that figure though,
She's like, you know what? That haircut really does suit her.
how it blows in the cold air,
It's just
gives me chill.
it's very well. Like Nori's communing with nature, Bryn kind of like goes up and like tucks the strand away, like, there we go.
They're just having a normal walk, and all Bryn sees is Nori, but it's everything else darked out. There's a fan blowing her hair.
It's very Bollywood.
Yep. There's a little spotlight from nowhere.
Yep. Little bounce light. Nori's getting underlit a little bit. Yeah, it's all good. And Bryn's like, damn, I thought I glowed.
I can't see.
And then Kaporan's off in the corner going, Mom!
It'll be okay, Mom. Ma, listen.
Ma, did you use the recorder? I told you, you gotta press the red button, okay, Ma?
What about Tim? He did what?
Ah, he always fucked up. That kid never done right by nobody.
He hasn't been alive long enough to do right by anyone.
He's been alive for 3 months. He could be doing something.
Put that kid
That's why he got it. That's how he got his ass taken. It's a learning curve.
Yeah, learning curve for a little baby. Do you tell us this? Please tell me you tell us about Tim.
You guys start walking away. He's like, yeah, my brother got stolen.
What?
What?
He was kidnapped in the middle of the night. I need to go home. My mom says the only food that she has with it got extremely hot. And to my knowledge, this time of year down there, it doesn't get hot like that.
Yeah, I'm from there too. It's gonna take us months to get down there, even if we ride as hard and fast as we possibly can.
It don't ever get hot like that. I just like completely remix that entire song.
Don't worry, we're just gonna find Tim. We're gonna find little Timmy in time, just fast enough that we can skip the baby part of it, right past the trouble tubes.
We have to find
4 years
little
old.
Timmy.
Where is he, girl? Where is he?
Wild
Fell
shape
down a well?
Nori.
They changed his last name to Turner.
Two fairies found him in the woods in Cosmo and Wanda.
One of them is Bella.
That would be freaking meta.
It's Nega
That-
Bella. It's bad Bella.
Oh, wonderful! It's Auntie Wanda.
Yep. So yes, he tells you that his brother's been stolen, and it's hot.
Okay, can you call your mom and ask her to give an in-depth description of him? I know it's a weird question, or wait. This is
I'm
a
not
very
ready to
roundabout.
do it.
This is a very roundabout way of doing it, but can I scry on Alice? Because I know her, so she'd automatically get a -5, and I could minor illusion a picture of her so she'd get him another -2. That would be a -7 to her roll. I don't know shit about Tim. He would get a +5 to his roll, and if I'm able to scry on her, she could potentially, I don't know, show a picture, have any image, ask her to describe it at depth.
You know, they just finished the baby photos, so she should have.
Yeah,
some
can we get some baby
file.
photos?
Oh yeah, totally. 3-month-old baby.
3
photos.
months.
Yeah.
She has the one where he was in the womb, They gave him an
Yeah.
ultrasound
Yeah.
somehow.
Yeah.
I have
That-
4 little siblings. I will have you know there were so many pictures.
Yeah, in a world that
I'm-
has cameras.
That's true.
I'm sure that 3-month-old baby has enough unique features that we'll definitely find him.
He's got chubby
Not some
Yeah.
other
cheeks.
random child.
He's got chubby cheeks. He's got like 5 hairs.
See, in my mind it made sense, but just speaking it out loud, it's just like, yeah, that ain't gonna fly.
He's a
So-
baby.
I mean, I'm sure
Unfortunately,
commissioned portraits are super cheap when they're young because all babies look the same.
Yeah, they just reuse the same picture.
yeah, I'm not gonna be able to do that.
You're gonna get some random baby insidia.
We kidnapped the child.
We kidnapped the wrong child. We rescue the wrong child and present
this
that to
isn't
my
Tim.
mother.
We're sure of it that this is Tim. This is a girl.
No one decided to check.
That's the first thing you should have checked.
This child is a dwarf, Kaport.
It's blue
You know, I'm
with
turning a little-
scales. What the fuck, Kapora? What do you think I do?
A blue dwarf with scales? What is it? Half dragonborn?
It's Dragonborn Triton Dwarf.
Or like I've been feeling a little blue and then turned to blue himself.
Just
Oh,
because
they
you
are
can do
related.
it doesn't mean. So as you guys are walking back, you end up making it to the crater where all the creatures were flooding in from, at least that you heard of. Right now, it's just a crater with portions of the walls on either side in ruins from the fire, and a large portion of the city in front of it also ruins because of the fire.
Are there any tracks of any kind? Because it's money, it's been raining.
Yeah, I mean, there's a shit ton of tracks. I mean, people are walking all over this area as well.
Anything that doesn't look like a person. Or like a dog.
Or a horse.
Or a horse. That doesn't look normal. Normal for this insane fantasy world.
Make a perception check.
You see one extremely long line that just seems to like drag through the entire city.
It's been raining. Everyone's been walking all over this area. And all the tracks, none of them... A couple of them seem to go past the crater on the other side. But they're like regular human tracks and cart tracks and such. It seems like people are trying to estimate the damage and how much it would take to fix everything. So it doesn't look like anything out of the ordinary to this degree, at least. Nope, just the body parts.
Don't even joke about that.
Oh no, there's plenty of body parts all over the place.
Alright. Well, I'm not gonna be able to get anything from that, unfortunately.
Is there any of the creatures' bodies left around here?
No?
And how deep was this crater? About-
It's more wide than it is deep. Only a few of the craters were deep craters. The Academy one, the Town Square one, the Mine Headquarters one, and the one at the Old Tower. Those are the only ones that were deep. The rest of them are pretty superficial. Maybe go down a few feet just from impact alone. So this one goes down maybe 7 feet on a graded, a gradual slope.
I know you said there were footprints on the outside stuff. Has anybody gone in? Does it seem like anybody's gone into the crater to look at stuff? Or-
Yeah, there's plenty of footprints and people currently kind of
Okay.
walking all over the place.
Gotcha.
Looks like there probably was a hole in the middle of this crater at some point, but it has been collapsed in on itself and filled in. The other group that's still in town, is there anything specific you guys would like to do?
I mean, Cha was going to the university, right?
Yeah, he went there to try and find the wizard, couldn't get past, so he kind of fucked off, human.
Yeah, he'd check out the crater in the. Like, did he actually get into the academy? I guess is the question, or he just get shut down at the door?
No, they're not. The gates aren't really being manned at this point, so you can go in, but it seems like all the craters have been collapsed in on themselves, so there is no like going down into them.
Yeah, he was just gonna see if he can sort of ascertain any information from him. If you can't, then he will sort of ride through and actually go down to check Mizoga's place because he's worried about Charlie.
Okay, going down to the nursery. Nursery's intact. Looks like there's plenty of people camped out and set up in and around all the different plants. But no Mizoga currently.
That is my next destination.
But Polly, Amric, is there anything you guys wanted to do?
Yeah, if Amric would like to go to, I believe last session you said it wasn't destroyed, the blacksmith shop.
Yeah.
Where he purchased armor. He'd like to start off there first.
Okay.
When he gets there, if there's no one there, he's gonna see if the door's open so he can leave a note for the owner
working.
if they're still alive. They're working?
Yeah.
Okay. Then he's gonna go inside.
He's there. He has your plate ready. He just hasn't been able to do the extra engravings on it yet because of everything going on. Like, so you can take it if you want to. And he'll give you back like 20 gold, but he won't be able to get to like that stuff for a while because of what's going on. He's being repurposed for other things.
Yeah, that's very understandable. But yeah, I'll go ahead and just take the armor as is.
All right, so you can add 20 gold to your coffers.
After that, he's gonna go and he'll keep his chainmail on for now, and he's just gonna go and help out around town.
Okay. Polly?
I'm gonna go outside and run through my forms. Since my family doesn't need me right now and everybody's scattered, I just want to kind of hang out and, just be around in case they need me.
Okay. Give me a dexterity check. You're making progress. You're not leaps and bounds progress, but you're making some headway on getting a little bit quicker at your casting.
Okay, I'll do that for a few hours, unless somebody needs me.
Okay. So Rachad made his way down to Mizoga. Nori, you're bringing your crew down to Mizoga? Or the nursery?
Yeah. And as we're walking, Nori turns to Bryn and just goes, "Okay, I have to ask. Last night, what the fuck was that? The glowing hands, And did you stop Polly's Revivify?"
Yes. I think I did. It's what all of them, all Valkyries, right, Val? Do that?
All Valkyrie, not Valkyr.
Valkyrie, okay.
Only some Valkyr do.
Gotcha. All Valkyries are able to do that. It's our job, actually, to transfer the fallen soldiers' souls to our gods. They choose them who they think is worthy to join them. So I've never had to stop a revivify or anything like that. The most recent time I've had to do that was, uh, it's, I mean, right after the general was taken. And even then, none of you were around. But I'm not normally there when they die. And it's never really been someone I've actually known like that.
Good to know. All right.
But, I mean, I tried to fight it and I couldn't. It's not something I can just turn off. And, like I said, I don't get to pick who I do this for and who I don't.
I understand. Poor Polly. No blame on you or anything. It's a lot. The blame goes on the fucker that caused this. You were doing a good job.
Well, would she have known that anybody who did the Hawkes thing before, or that's never happened to her, I'm assuming, nor
No.
she knows about it?
Only very, like, hyper rare cases of something being able to either reverse or intercept a soul after it's already been retrieved. And it's usually a divine intervention or something of, like, super high level has been an interfering factor. But it's usually like deity level type of power that has stopped things in the past. And even then, it's almost like folktale.
You know, the fact that Hawkes was able to take Laverne back. Gotta ask him about that one.
Avita did the same. Is why I suspect my piece was so small. I wasn't told much, considering I've only talked to the guy 3 times, but Avita had a friend named Theodore, and he died, and she used his power to bring him back. That's about all I know. So, he sacrificed some of Trentimir's power to put it into... Well, Nori wouldn't say Trentimir, she just sacrificed some of his power to bring her back.
It sounds like I missed a lot.
Yeah, you did. Alright, let's just get to the nursery.
Nori, give me an intelligence check. Now you gotta beat what I roll. Because I'm not 100% sure what to make this DC.
You're not using the dice killers, are you?
Of course I am.
Cleric? Oh, wonderful.
I just don't know what
You're not gonna beat it,
modifier- I just don't know what modifier to give this. I'll be simple and just...
You know what?
Plus
In
5.
honor of little Timmy, let's do +3.
Okay, I was gonna do +5, but +3. For
We gotta remember him somehow.
Timmy, 2 pieces. Because that's what he's in now.
Dude, what?
Alright. Player killers rolled in your favor. You were given 2 names. Well, a first and a last name. You never made the connection until now. Theodore had a last name. Do you remember what it was?
You never told me. I only had written down Theodore.
I told you Theodore's name. We were speaking about it, and then I slipped in his full name later. Very quickly.
I didn't write it down.
His last name starts with a J. His last name is Jenin.
Did JJ change his name?
You
We broke.
you have
You broke Nori.
you have that piece of paper that has the names on it. So this spark of inspiration can make you go to rush to the paper to see the full name. I don't know if you wrote down the full name of people though, because I'm looking through your notes, and you only have JJ. You don't have his full name.
No, I have it. Hold on. Let me
Okay.
pull it up. I just have it in my notes on my
Yeah.
non-page. Jenin Joran.
Yep.
Nori just like quietly to herself, she goes, Navita said he said Vita took his eye. Huh. Well, not much I can do about that right now.
It's just it was a final chance that you brought it up for you to possibly remember and kind of put things together, because your mind always works on things subconsciously. And then when it kind of gets put in front of your face again, your mind's like, hey, I figured it out.
And Nori just gets 1,000-yard stare and just goes, huh. Well, that's a thing. Alright, I'm gonna go talk to plants and see if Mazoga's alive.
At least gives you an idea of how old JJ probably is. So as she comatose walks to the plants, you guys find yourself, just as a certain bird friend is currently leaving the plant area.
Did it look like destroyed at all, or was there like any extra overgrowth? Because we watched a massive plant tree creature thing grow.
No, there's
from this.
actually a large swath of the plants that seem to have died, but more naturally than like trampled or anything like that. Almost as if it gave its life force to create this thing. So there are a large swath of plants that are just withered out and dead, as well as a few that are missing completely. But the majority of the rows are still here, and everything's good, and Charlie is still kicking.
Wonderful. The other thing he'd be looking for around this area is any sort of corpse or something of those creatures that were coming in.
Nothing.
Intriguing. And the people that are here just seem to be like refugees that are hanging out, or
Yeah.
is there like actual the Asmar flying above or anything?
Well, the Asmars are constantly flying above, but directly here, it's more of just refugee. This is one of the few places that was untouched from the battle, so people have flocked to it for some sort of comfort of the safety of it.
Can I put my hands out and touch to feel where the glass is, and then scamper up the glass to the top of the nursery?
A lot of the gas has been actually broken down and away. With Mizoga getting as big as she was, and the plants kind of growing through
Fair enough.
the glass. A lot of it is destroyed.
Is the framework still there or no?
They weren't using metal frame, so a lot of it's destroyed as well.
Gotcha. He just wants to get up a little bit higher and then use his ghost lantern and make it change multicolors, trying to signal the Asimar to like come down and talk to him.
Okay. Finding some more of the larger piles of debris that are decently nearby, because a lot of it blew up against the side of the water dome. In doing so, kind of trying to create a little mini rave to hopefully seduce the Asimars down to dance.
He'll be singing rave music while he's here, just mimicking it.
You get like 3 people who are nearby, just like a little dance break from everything that's going on. And then when the Asimar comes down and you stop beatboxing and the light goes away, you're just like, oh man. Asimar here, that would make an appearance. Do 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 do. Hold on, gotta find some Asimars. Don't know where the fuck I put them. Miscellaneous? No. Allies? Definitely not.
I know they're not our ally.
Do you know their names? Exactly.
Friends.
Do we have enough friends for anyone to even be in our allies section?
The
Yeah,
list
we got
gets
Polly-
smaller before it gets
Polly
bigger.
and Bryn's God.
I think he's more
That's
in the
valid
questionable.
Let's be real, it's that forced friendship kind of thing.
It's like saying your boss is your friend.
Exactly.
I really do not know where.
We hang out like every day. He's my friend, guys.
I talk to him every day.
We go out for drinks after work. We're friends, right?
He even got me this really cool tattoo. And then took it away.
I'm gonna have to check the other.
I'm just like looking through my allies and I'm like, that is my dad, that is my mom, that is my brother, and they're kind of forced to.
Macha has Ren. That's all I remember.
I suppose I do have goblin friends, but I haven't seen them for a while.
I know for a fact that one of my allies are dead.
Yep. Well,
He got eaten by spiders.
I mean, you know it, but your character doesn't know it.
Yes,
Check
the search
on-
for
Go ahead.
yes, the search for Barrack shall never end.
Okay, I found him. All right. Okay. A slender Asimar with a mop of black hair kind of quickly goes over, sees the lights, and then slowly makes his way down towards you.
Hi.
Hello.
What's your name, little buddy?
It's none of your concern. Is there something I can help you with?
I'm looking for somebody.
So is half the town.
One of you.
He just blinks at you.
I work with a friend.
As lovely as this conversation is, I've got things to do, so goodbye.
Wait.
Then please, the point and find it quick.
He like looks around, being all secretive about it, and is like, Illuminate.
He's not here.
Somebody maybe associated with him.
Kind of like just like gestures at his body, like quite associated. But he's not here. And he starts to
I know
float
that.
back up.
Orders, Captain.
Sorry, can't hear you. Distance, bye.
That man is a mood.
I literally have him down as the moody one.
Was it
Who
actually
won?
somebody I recognize? Because I've seen like Jory and the other guy that's always with him. I'm pretty sure, or whatever that guy's name is. The two from way back when Barrick knew.
Ari and Jonko, they're not Asmars.
Oh, I thought that's.
No, they're human.
Gotcha. I'm sorry, my dog is attacking me.
It's quite alright, dogs do that.
But yeah, he'll probably climb down then, and then that would be when the other people show up.
You guys just see a bird butt kind of like slowly making his way backwards down some debris.
Hello, Cha. Any sign of Mazoga?
I'm sorry, my sentiments are not the same.
So Nori's gonna go into the nursery itself and cast Speak with Plants.
I will be right back.
Nori, you cast Speak with Plants and a cacophony of, oh my god, what the fuck just happened? Oh my god, who's in Charles? Oh my god. Guinevere's dead. Oh, what happened to Phyllis? Ronald, are you there? Can you hear me, Ronald? I hear you. Are you okay? I can't feel the left side of my face. They took Ronald's face!
How do you pick the funniest fucking names?
Is half of his petals missing?
Don't even get me started on my pedals.
Okay, I'm sorry to interrupt the panic. Have you seen Mazoga?
Which one are you talking to?
She's kind of talking to the group, just like
Just
any
have-
information she can get.
Just
Oh.
like my sixth graders, 700 of them talk at once.
Yeah. As far as you can tell, they don't know where she's at. And that's after listening probably for like a good minute trying to decipher what people are saying.
Okay, Nori's gonna pick one plant, a responsible-looking plant.
Can you please define? Yeah.
I was gonna say, yeah. On a plant basis, Nori, what do you consider as a responsible-looking plant? And you know what? For the fuck of this, I will allow you to pick any plants that you might possibly know. And I will make sure it exists in this world. Because you believe that that's a responsible-looking plant. And you get bonus points if it's a fucking ficus.
You know, as the botanist in the group right now, that's hilarious. And I can't wait to hear Nori's answer.
Why don't you ask the tree?
I will have you know, I was thinking ficus.
It's always a fucking ficus.
My glasses are fogging because I'm laughing.
So what do you choose?
Fucking ficus, I guess.
Fucking ficus. All right. I believe I have ficus down as. Luckily, I already have this page up, looking for the SMRs.
Have to now go through all your plants. Be like, okay, on a level of like a scale of 1 to 10, how responsible is this plant, Val?
No,
I feel
no.
like you need to do that now.
I've got, because ficuses is one of my like go-to plants. I forgot what accent I gave ficuses.
No, but you gotta now like label all of the plants apparently in your world based on the responsibility level.
Well, fucking ficuses are called fucking ficuses for a reason. They either are
For sure.
It-
But the
it's-
rest of them.
It's on a. They're either on one end of the scale or the other. So let's see what Nori gets. Okay,
I
Nori.
want someone completely out of context to find whatever you have your predetermined accents for different plants written on.
Oh, it'd be hilarious. So you go up to a ficus, and you're trying to drown everybody else out. And you say, "Excuse me."
Yeah, what can I do for you? Why are you laughing?
Nori's not. I am.
Not a fucking
This
funny
is normal
situation.
for her.
Look at the fucking ficus with half of his leaves missing.
No, stop. You're gonna break me. Okay. Okay.
I didn't choose to look like this, alright? Some shit went
You
down
look
last
just
night.
fine. I know.
Look just fine. Look at me, half my fucking leaves are gone.
I know.
That's my good side, too.
Okay. Have you... Mazoga. She turned into a big old plant creature. Did you see where she went after? Or feel? Because I know she's your friend.
I was about to say, like, do you not realize we don't have eyes? But you saved yourself. Don't worry, kid. You're not all shit.
Thank you?
No. After she got all big and fucking put on the ass whooping pants, I'm not sure where she went.
What was the last thing?
As you can see, I'm kind of planted here in this pot. I'm only a fucking ficus, okay? I don't really have a...
He can move around because I've granted him sentience for these.
Oh yeah,
an hour or
he's
10 minutes.
he's kind of like sort of like bending and like gesturing as much as a fucking ficus can gesture.
Yeah, for 10 minutes, every single plant within 30 feet of me is given limited sentience and animation.
Yeah, most of them are just fucking flipping shit. Because now they can put words to their fucking pain.
So Nori's just getting a headache.
Yeah.
Means I'm in a fucking potter plant. I'm not gonna really fucking get anywhere. I can only
Yeah.
feel like...
And you see like one of the little bristles of the edge of one of his branches is kind of like reaching out to you.
That's about all I got. I'm a fucking ficus. I'm not an orchid or something. Fucking
You're
pretentious
perfect just the
bitches.
way you are.
And what? If I had the rest of my leaves, I'd be more than perfect? This bitch right here.
Don't twist my words.
I'm a fucking ficus. I'm not an asshole.
I would certainly hope so. So,
I don't even got an asshole.
I would also hope so.
Technically, all my roots are
I'd be very
somewhat
concerned.
assholes. Actually, no, technically my leaves are assholes. Yeah, rub my asshole.
Gonna pass for right now.
Starts shaking.
Alright, so,
You didn't get a responsible ficus, just FYI.
yeah, I know, I figured that much. Nori's gonna bid adieu to this ficus and go around looking, just kind of asking around different plants, probably some that were closer to the chaos. Something that was close to her emerging as a epic druidic monstrosity.
Okay. Again, most of them, their feeling is very limited in range. And she didn't fight on the nursery, she moved out to the oncoming creatures, so she went out of nursery range. So once that was taken care of, it doesn't seem like she returned to the nursery.
Okay, so she didn't. Can Nori go walk out and just walk towards the crater and out and see if footprints, whatever?
Yeah, go ahead and give me a perception check. A lot of rain, mud, plenty of footprints and hoof prints, cart prints, people moving around and about. Tunnel from the crater that all these things came out of seems to have been collapsed as well. Nothing that screams, these are Mazoka's footprints.
More of just like the giant plant imprints that would probably be left.
There's a few, but they're not walking in a direction. They're just kind of planted. Doesn't seem like she did a whole lot of walking as this giant creature.
The rain's really fucking with my shit, because otherwise I'd just turn into a wolf and start sniffing, but everything's wet.
Yep.
So Nori just kind of sighs and goes, there's not much else I can do. And we'll drop... Oh wait, before I drop Speak with Plants, how's my little flower doing?
Opened it up and now it's singing, do you believe in life after love?
You are a delight. And then we'll put him back in and turn off the spell.
This little plant's a better bard than Kaporan. Because Kaporan is now a dog.
Rude.
Woof. Alright.
I imagine Nori low-key has YMCA stuck in her head now.
Yeah. Okay. Is there anything anyone would like to do?
The only other thing I would do is when we reconvene, probably let Polly know that the flower I was given is still doing okay, so...
I would not doubt it.
My brother's been stolen.
I know, but
Kaporan's just been
how are we
crying
gonna
this
get
entire
down
time.
there? I want to help Koparan, I really, really do. Alice was good to me. I owe her a lot. But there's such a far distance between... It's months of travel.
Well, not only that, but if the person who took my brother is magical at all, we're assuming it's, your dad. Could be anywhere at this point, not just down there.
The best time to look for someone is 24 hours after the fact, and we can't.
Hey, Nori.
Yeah?
As far as scrying goes, can you use hair?
Yeah, the hair would be great.
Okay. I mean, well, if we get a chance, I don't know.
I
I
have-
hear moms like to keep hair of their babies and stuff like that, and that might help.
Suppose we could ask her.
I mean, not right now since it doesn't work, but. Oh, I'm sorry. Did it work?
When I went outside the city, Commune with Nature worked. And his sending went through.
Okay. Then. Apparently, I'll need to commune outside of the city, which is not very comfortable right now.
Yeah, our styles of magic are similar yet different. You work for a god, I am a servant to nature. So,
I
how it
get that.
differs.
I mean, if Kaparin's sending worked, then mine should too. I just can't right now because my mom can't leave, and she wanted to be a part of it.
I understand.
Hey Val, how's my family doing? like after a couple hours of being outside and coming back in and stuff.
Sorry, I had to unmute myself again. Um, Vernon's still KO'd. Hawkus, Annabelle's done picking over him, and Laverne is now asleep, still curled up next to Vernon. Annabelle's now kind of just like tidying up this house that she doesn't belong in, but she's also taking care of the little kid that's still here, as well as like conversing with the other adults of the random people that have joined in.
Okay, at some point I want to wake up my sister and make sure she gets food along with my dad if I can, but I'm not going to push it. But just like if I can make some broth or something like that, just something easy.
Yeah, he's still out. But Laverne would take like portions of a ration and kind of just eat it, but she's not leaving Vernon.
Oh, I wasn't expecting her to at all.
She kind of just sit up in bed with her arm in her hand still like clasped into his, and then eat with her other hand.
I would even go so far as to feed her if she, if she didn't mind.
She's fine. She still has one hand. She can take crackers and food from there, but
Okay, at some point I want to go downstairs and pull my mom aside. And just ask her, like, how are you doing? I know it's a lot. I just, sometimes it helps to say it out loud.
been through hard times before. We're all alive, so that's more than I can even have imagined at the beginning of the nights prior.
It's more than I expected as well. So the others are saying that we can go out of the city to commune or to do like the long distance spells and stuff like that. I'm not ready to take you. I don't even know if you'd want to leave right now, but
No, I'm not going anywhere until Vernon's up.
I didn't think so.
But Hawkins has already talked about the lack of magic here.
Yeah. I was just wondering, I know that you're really, like, there's a lot going on, but have you thought about where we're going, or where you're going next? It sounds like we have things to do, but I'm not going to leave you until you're ready. I'll let them do what they need to do, but right now, I can't leave you guys.
She kind of looks at you and goes, "This is my city. I'm not going anywhere."
Okay, so you guys are gonna hunker down and rebuild?
Rebuild, reassess, whatever ends up coming down from up top, but you know me, I'll be involved somehow.
Oh, of course, of course. Okay.
Can't let something as small as a couple explosions and fire drive us out.
I mean, don't forget the weird black bipedal or quadrupedal things that were attacking and, stuff like that. But yeah, sure.
She's like, it's better than the years of torture and mayhem from the king, so this is nothing. If anything, it was a little too quiet around here.
Well, yeah, yeah.
Definitely got loud quickly, I'll give it that, but these people here are hardier than one night of chaos.
Very true, very true. Well, if you need anything, please let me know. Anything I could, send home or...
No, baby, it's fine.
But like I said, we're not going to leave anytime soon, but, if you need anything at all...
And she kind of just, grasps your shoulder, and she goes, "We are fine. Me and your father have been through much worse, and you don't need to worry about us. We've never wanted you to have to put us first. We put you first, and we want you to also put yourselves first. If you need to go, go. We're fine. We will still be here when you return.
Yeah, I think I'm just worried about Laverne more than anybody else.
She will
this is
decide what
twice
she wants
now.
to do, but Hawkus says that they are connected now a little bit more deeply than we can even understand, and he will take her under her wing, and she's agreed to it.
Yeah, I'm not so happy about that.
It's an unfortunate way of it happening, but it's at least someone we trust.
Do we? Do we trust him?
You should have seen what he did with Vernon. If it wasn't for Hawkus, I don't know if we all would have survived.
I just... Mom, you don't know what those things can do. What they do to people.
Maybe, but Hawkus seems to have at least figured it out with his, and I'd rather have someone who's figured it out be the one to guide her forward than let her do it on her own or possibly get manipulated by someone else.
I guess.
He talked to me. He did not want to do it, but he knew she wasn't ready to go.
She was ready to go. I'm not gonna argue. I just shouldn't have done what he did. Doesn't matter how heartfelt or how responsible he thought he was being or who he was trying to save. You shouldn't have done it, Mom. You shouldn't have done that to her. What if she can't What if she can't go back to the place that she was gonna go? What if she's stuck now?
Whatever the case may be, whatever she encounters next, at least she has a chance at encountering it. And if I know Laverne, she's gonna bullheaded charge right through whatever is stopping her.
Unfortunately, you can't do that for everything.
I won't stop it from trying.
No, it won't. No, it won't. Well, I'm gonna go see if I can get something for us to eat, and I will be back in, well, hopefully less than an hour.
We'll be here.
Okay. And I will leave her and go out and see if I can get food for, everybody, and see if I can get some fresh bandages and stuff too.
Yeah, there's plenty. The triage place up the road is stocked as well as they could be, and people are turning old clothes into rags, and it's all hands on deck. The town coming together to situate this situation. So there's bread lines, soup lines, other bits of food, rations getting distributed and passed out, and bandages, clothing, and bedwear for people to rest and relax as well. All right. Anybody else?
Yeah, if no one else has anything, Amric would go up to Bryn at some point and say, Bryn, if you have some time. My he's gonna go into his bag and he's gonna pull out his plate armor.
So he goes into his
Um,
backpack and pulls out this, basically what has been the entirety of his backpack, this giant like clusterfuck of a backpack, and he like is like stretching the backpack to get over the plate armor, and he like koosh.
I could use some practice in my new armor if you would like to spar.
Yeah, sure. Be good to get yeah. Yeah.
Good to hit some things,
Yeah, exactly.
even if it's your friend.
In that case, Amric will put on his shiny new plate armor and they'll go spar.
15 minutes later. Okay. Well, there's plenty of vacated areas for you to turn into training grounds.
Before while Amric is doing that, Bryn's gonna pull Nori aside. Nori, don't know really how to tell you this, but I guess it's not bad. But your dad, he seems okay. If you were worried about him, he reached out to me. I don't think I was able to say anything back, but seems okay.
Yeah, Nori just lets out a very relieved sigh and goes, "Okay. Thanks for telling me. I appreciate it. Now have fun sparring."
Kick his ass.
Yeah,
Exactly.
This is where she like casts enhance ability on her just to give her that strength bonus.
He gives her a little ass slap on the way out, like, "Nick, go kick some ass."
Exactly.
So you guys go to spar, and Bryn immediately casts haste and blur on herself. She's like, "Time to fuck you up, Amric." All right. You guys spar. Easy
I also
enough.
can't do that. They're both concentration.
It's easy enough to get acquainted. The blacksmith did a pretty good job on your armor, so it doesn't take too long for you to break it in and get used to it.
Racha would just sort of be continuing his whole investigation of the craters, specifically the ones that seemed deep, and sort of just looking around in those areas and even like getting down into the holes if necessary, like
All the
even
holes
though
have
they're
been
collapsed.
collapsed in.
Yeah. Like getting down as close to safely as possible still. But and then
Make a perception
just sort
check.
of trying to ascertain what's being done, like why are the Asmar here, what are they doing, flying through and all that sort of stuff too.
Well, that you can see as you're traveling through the city. They're going to different portions and completely wiping away debris. They're flying, taking like large bits of log and debris and like flying them out of the city. They've got little piles around the outer wall that they're just tossing stuff into, as well as they just one of them seems to have an ability that he can just disintegrate a lot of things in a cubed area, and so stuff that's just a little bit more like smaller and like a lot of it, he's just like getting rid of blocks of areas.
And these are all Asimar for sure, because
The white
Racha's seen somebody do that before down in Scythia, but that was one of the master magicians. But these aren't Scythians at all.
No, these three white lights that are flying throughout the city are. You see, one is. Let me pull it up real quick. One is the black-haired one that you witnessed earlier. you've got a slightly bigger built um, blonde one, and then you've got a female Asimar that has blonde hair, but the very tip of her hair, it goes down into. It's not a braid, but it's just it all flows down together. But the very tip of her hair is on fire. And they're the one that with the fire hair. She's the one that's able to block out like a large section and just disintegrate stuff.
Cha just like looks over and is like, that can't be comfortable. But he'll, because he knows that Elenade is associated with him at the very least, because he admitted to it, that
Did you cut out?
he'll try and go. Maybe I let go of the button on accident. He'll try and go and speak with one of the other ones, and then see if like he can do anything to sort of help them, and then also, yeah, sort of like get some sort of understanding of what exactly went on.
Okay.
He's still trying to get that question answered of who the hell helped him break out, is basically what the most pressing question for him.
Make a performance check. After a longer discussion with the blonde gentleman, he kind of gets to the point of understanding what you're trying to ask finally, and he's like, we don't know, the investigation's still going on, so as far as we know, some sort of followers of his.
Who is he?
Not at liberty to discuss that information.
And so he does know a little bit about him from Valik.
Yes.
He would have said something along the lines of, in his voice, because that's who told him, he'd be like, an immortal being.
Kind of look at you, hearing the voice. Again, I cannot divulge information on an investigation that's currently underway. We're not sure exactly what happened. A lot of things happened all at once.
Can I help?
He kind of like looks down at your smaller figure. He's like,
Riding a bicycle.
yeah. Maybe your help is more relegated to assisting the folks of the city.
He just sort of like looks down a little defeated. I can go fast.
Good. Some people in the town might need it.
Is this for I create for Cha's delivery service? And I become the
30 minutes or
world's
less.
first bike carrier. That's what he'll do. He'll start running things from one place to another.
Yeah, the triage center down to like the nursery refugee setup. Just potions and bandages and things like that. Just
People are like, I need to find something. I was over in this area. He'll go like, take a look, stuff like that.
Are you at the? Were you at the triage place?
probably at some point he goes there. Rachad was kind of like going through the town to the different craters until he got a hold of one of the Asimars.
If I do see him, I would ask Racha if he could, like, if you're running around and you happen to run by my dad's shop, if you find any of his hammers, it'd be kind of helpful. I mean, for later, not right now, but, you know.
He does one of those power slides as Polly calls out to him and wheelies back to him. And he just sort of nods and goes and takes off and heads to Vernon's.
Make an investigation check. Anybody else want to do anything?
You know what? I'm gonna put some of my training to good use. Where is? Do we know where Polly's at right now?
Polly's going from the house to the triage area for supplies and coming back.
Yeah, I'm just in the area.
It's only like a 15-minute walk to and from, so. And Rachel, you don't
You
find
know
a
what?
hammer, you just find a bellows and some tongs.
Right. Amber's not gonna do anything.
Okay. Kapar, Nori?
The only thing I would want to do, I can't, because they're asleep and I don't want to bother them.
Okay.
Sorry for interrupting.
Kapar?
Kaporn has nothing in this town that he really cares about right now.
He just wants to
and
go
his
home.
only- He wants to, if he could, he would tap his boots together and go home. But other than that, it's either go home or help
You're
Luke
not Dorothy,
at the
I'm
moment.
sorry.
So, damn it! I thought he acted like a queen
Wrong
enough
boots.
that he would.
Wrong boots.
Yeah.
I was
Can I
2
just
levels
pink-
higher.
Kaporn's ready to try out his other magic circle just because he needs to figure out a way faster to home.
Okay. Rachel, you find the bellows and the tongs. You can return those if you want.
Can I find a large rock that would work as a hammerhead and then stick it between the tongs and then like somehow stick the tongs together so it's a new hammer.
Well, these are forged tongs, so it's not like little handheld tongs. This is like
Yeah, it's like the
a
little
handed-
needle nose.
Yeah, it's the double-handed one, and that you gotta pull out to keep it tight. So as soon as you put the rock in there, and then you go to like do anything with one of the hands, it gets loose and falls.
He will figure out a way to wedge it open, or like wedge the hands open, so it's like a hammer still. Or maybe he'll do it He'll do it backwards. He'll hold it upside down, and then so now when it's closed, the bottom's open, but the bottom's only a little bit of a tiny thing, and that makes a counterweight, and he'll hit. It's a hammer. There we go.
It's very crude and probably, it most definitely won't work.
It will work for one swing.
And how well that swing will be is still to be debated. But you bring this contraption back to Polly.
Thank you.
and the bellows as well.
I appreciate it, and I will take it and I will start cleaning it up a little bit.
Okay.
Whatever.
All right. So, for the case of everything, is there anything anybody wants to do this day? No.
Emmerich wants to do something, but he wants to wait till the entire group is together.
Okay.
After training, he's gonna, since everything's kind of calm, he's going to take off his plate armor at some point.
Mm-hmm.
And at some point, when the whole group is together, he's going to try and pull a rich off and just sneak away for no reason, just so he can do it.
Okay.
I gotta see if I can. No, I took my plate armor off.
It's still gonna be a stealth check.
Alright,
Yep,
so the
and,
6 foot something Goliath is gonna stealth away.
Well, I gotta use my new trading, and I'm gonna use ambush on this.
Okay.
Oh, let me take it off so it doesn't give me disadvantage. Plate armor.
It sounds about right.
Yeah, it's better than it would have been otherwise.
So Nori, Racha,
I
Bryn?
think just Nori or
My passive perception's 15.
Yeah, so Nori, Racha, and Bryn.
So Emmerich just starts like sidestepping away from the group, and if no one says anything, he thinks he succeeded.
Richard just starts mimicking him.
Yeah. Like, he's like trying to slide across the wall, and Racha's just like right next to him.
Exact same
Oh my
rolls
god,
and
I
everything.
even see Racha.
And
Where's the bird going?
Kaforan, what's your passive perception?
16.
Okay, so pretty much everyone but Polly.
How's that possible? Polly's got the highest wisdom out of all of us.
I've got a 14 passive perception. I did not take that as a proficiency.
When Kaporan says that, Emmerich's like, perfect, a distraction, and then he keeps sneaking.
Bryn's just gonna be like, I see nothing. Yeah. She's gonna be like,
And I think
yeah,
Amric's
they're gonna
passive
disappear.
perception is like 10 or something like that, so he doesn't see Racha.
Actually, it's 15.
Oh, okay, so everyone sees Racha except Paul.
Polly's sad right now.
Everyone
Because
sees.
Polly literally can't see me outside of a natural 1 because that was a 2.
I think Polly just doesn't care at this point. He's just cleaning the stuff. Everyone else, you guys are just eye tracking Amric and Racha.
It's just every time Polly needs to talk to Racha, he's like, "Where's Racha?" It just doesn't even know
Every
where he
time I
is
talk to you,
naturally.
you're gone. Every time.
Yeah, he does that. But yeah, I imagine just kind of we're following them, just
Yep.
trying to stealth away. It's not working.
Yep.
But you
Or
know,
he's just
they're
pointing.
trying.
One's like over there pointing. He's like, what's going on?
It's okay. Bryn's letting you get away with it.
I consider the fact that the fighter that has a +0 stealth managed to evade at least one person. It's a win.
Success.
If Kaporan's pointing it out while I'm cleaning the things, I'll be like, if you're going out, grab something to drink. I need it. And take Bill with you. He needs a walk.
Amric will do that. He'll go find something to drink and take Bill.
He stealths over to pick up Bill and leads Bill down the street.
Sidestepping the whole time.
Yep. Yeah.
And I'm just imagining the Kronk scene.
Yep. Pretty much. Reminds me so much of Barrack.
No. I distinctly remember Barrack doing the exact same fucking thing.
Except he nat won his way through a city.
It was, yeah, he had disadvantage, and then even when he got rid of that disadvantage, it was still crap. It was crazy because it was like a +7 too, or something stupid that he had. He just never rolled higher than an 8 at best.
Yeah, he tried doing it through the city and rolled in that one like immediately. So he like falls and like knocks a bunch of shit over, stands up and just goes fuck, and just continues to stealth, running from wall to wall.
In the interest of like Holly's not really paying attention to what he's doing except for what he's actually doing and kind of saying stuff out loud. He's also going to keep polishing and hey Nori, his name isn't Trentamir, his name is Nert. And go back to polishing.
Nerd.
Nori's first thought is just like she has just kind of a little bit of a blank expression, but her first thought is like, this thing that has caused me truly so much stress and fear is named fucking Nert. She doesn't say anything because, you know, that she doesn't want to offend him, but she's thinking it.
Which is just like saying something to him.
Yeah. And then she's just like, I'm sorry. I understand why you... Just in her head, I'm sorry. I understand why you changed the name. I will not make fun of you. I am sorry. This is gonna set back our relationship. Damn it.
The necklace just chokes off your airway a little bit.
Or just coughs a little too loudly.
Alright, he didn't like that.
I'm sorry. And how did you come across this information?
I don't remember anymore.
Can I do an insight check on that?
Sure. Make the appropriate roll. You can just roll a d20 and then add whatever modifier it is for you. Seems on the nose.
Alright, I guess I don't question it.
I honestly think by now he doesn't remember where he heard it. It's just been rolling around in his head for forever.
Yeah.
Nerd.
Keep it up, Kapoor, and see what happens to you in the middle of the night.
Yeah, you're gonna... He's kind of he's... If he's hurting me about it, he's gonna break you.
And make
All
it
of a
use a
sudden-
cellmate.
All of a sudden, Luke has a rhinestone necklace or something.
'Cause he's a rhinestone cowboy.
More like the name Nerd.
I am nerd.
I am Nerd. It's like I am Groot.
You did describe him as like a little Groot head when you first described him to me.
Yep.
Oh, that's
Orange.
fantastic.
Orange just has found a new like respect and love for Tentamir as Nerd. He's like, that's a wonderful name.
Alright. So anything else for this day?
Orange
Orange
will
would probably-
quietly-
Go ahead, sorry.
Sorry. Horn will sit quietly and behave himself this day and just work on his doll in the corner.
Okay. Brent?
I was going to say she would just go out and help however she can, moving stuff, finding things, whatever. After sparring with Emmerich.
Easy enough to do. Plenty of people need random assistance.
Do I think this would be helpful? I have conjure animals stocked. Do you think I could summon 8 dogs, have them go through the city, and see if they can find anyone buried under rubble?
You get the sense that it's one of the things the Asimars are doing. They probably have other means to possibly suss out living people and/or creatures that might be in or around rubble.
So I take that as a no.
I mean, you can. It just would be a waste of a spell. A little bit
All right,
restrictive.
then I won't.
And unless they're all near you and you're with someone that you, it's logistically hard for you to like have them just spread out and do so. Like go find something and bark a lot, but unless someone's nearby that can actually do something about it, it's just gonna be a dog barking.
Well, there's not a ton I can do with my 8 to strength.
All right. So with that, food is garnered. People, you help in different ways that you can. Polly, you're able to clean up the stuff. Kaporn, you finish a doll, and you guys kind of, with the dreariness of the rain and everything going on, though things have stabilized in the city, it's still a very somber atmosphere as everyone's still sort of on edge, expecting something else to happen, the other shoe to drop. Though, with the appearance of the Asimar, a little bit more safety is felt. But everyone kind of gets through the day. And not a lot of merriment, not a lot of joy, not a lot of drinking, not a lot of anything, really. But night falls. Everyone has dinner, and everyone ends up finding sleep eventually. Until the next morning. The rain continues on, though the clouds are a bit thinner, so it's a little bit brighter throughout the day. But the day is yours.
In the morning, we'll walk over to Nori and say,
Something happened to your
Okay.
audio. You sound really far away.
hello?
Hi.
Hi. Is that better?
Somewhat.
I don't know what's going on.
You sound fine right now. Go for it.
Orn would walk over to Nori and say, I finished this one for you. As he hands over like a chubby tabby cat over to Nori. It's just like, I hope it helps.
Thank you. And Nori will take it, kind of look at it, and put it in her bag, like in a nice way, not in like get away, just like thank you.
And she
put it in her
produces
bag.
flame.
It actually wouldn't work because it can't be my things.
You produce flame in one
It-
hand and make the hands go together.
It looks really good. I mean, its face looks extremely adorable and calming when you look at it.
It looks just like you when you turn into a cat.
Fantastic.
Every time you're upset, you turn into a cat. He's like, here's a cat just for you, Nori.
Except it has its tongue out. It's giving you the
It adds
perpetual mlem.
Perfect.
Alright, so next day is here. A lot more of reconstruction efforts are happening throughout the city. The people who were in the home with you guys have relocated to a different home now. So it's just the Shalmazel family and you guys. Vernon's still not awake, but Hawkus is now venturing outside the house as he's kind of worked on his leg apparatus a bit to be a little bit more form-fitting, and the majority of his fire scarring is healed up to at least a nominal degree for him.
Does it look like there's relatively like cleanup still happening, or is it more of a rebuilding day?
No, it's still definitely cleanup. Though the Astamar are strong to a degree, they aren't all powerful. So even they need to rest. And though they got a lot more of the larger stuff taken care of, it seems like their efforts are focused today on fixing the crater that is the town square.
Noticing that there is a little bit of a downer on everybody still. Racha's going to go back to the Schlemazel house to see what he can salvage from the building.
Okay. Going back to the Schmazel house, you never were there for the whole situation. So going to it is in complete ruin. The yard still remains decently intact, but the house seems to suffer catastrophic destruction, and whatever was left of it seems to have fallen in on itself. So it is wholly unsalvageable currently. But go ahead and make an investigation check to try and find anything.
In particular, he was looking for alcohol of some sort because that's what Polly mentioned yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah, did Amric ever come back?
Yeah, but he was empty-handed. Yeah, the alcohol is being repurposed for antiseptic purposes. As far as finding anything, the only thing you find is a small, ornate bottle of sherry that is half empty. It seems to have been put under a floorboard, and the only reason why it was saved from destruction, and you only notice it as the floorboard has kind of come up in that specific location. Other than that, the only intact thing that you currently find is in the yard, and it is the main wash basin that the Schlemazzles would be forced to use by Annabelle before entering the abode. So your bird bath.
Wonderful. He'll put the bottle into his backpack, and then sort of like a turtle shell, because I'm imagining like a horse trough.
It's a bit big, yeah.
Put it onto my back, and then onto my bicycle, and ride with it like that. Does he notice, like, does Racha know what makes alcohol? Because there's things called brewing supplies, and does my kit turn into it?
Brewer supplies? Yeah, it
Holy House
does.
does brewing supplies and he knows how to use them.
Yeah, but brewing takes a while. It's not a overnight process.
I mean, it's a great chance to learn a new proficiency.
You would need to know. The only way you can learn a proficiency from someone is from an expert. So even though Polly does have it and Polly knows how to do it, he's not an expert in it. So even learning from him, it's technically impossible. Like, you can learn to assist and you can help him in roles for his things, but learning it yourself, you need to learn from an expert.
Makes sense. But he'll come back with that stuff then. He never really took too much of an interest in the town square. Would he have noticed anything, I guess, as he has been riding back and forth, I'm sure, at least riding by it,
Well, it's one of
like the previous day.
Yeah, it is the largest crater as far as things go, and it's different from the rest because it had the lava situation to it. So not only did it crater out, but then it also encompassed a large area, like a mini volcano. But since there was lava, once it hardened and everything, it kind of basically blocked you from being like, ooh, let me go down there and check it out. It's because it's all covered in lava. So
Is it still like on fire or hot from the lava, or is it
No,
just a
it's been
mountain
cooled
now?
over the
Gotcha.
yeah. So it's just that craggly black rock that's left over. But currently, right now, the Asimar are leveling off the area and either disintegrating or removing the excess. So eventually, Rachel does return, and Annabelle immediately just lets out a chuckle, as probably
Easy.
out of thought.
I just spent my key points to like hold it in place with my astral wings.
Yeah.
Just
Without thinking, you probably try to like walk through the door, and then you're like, oh. And then you try to do the sideways walk, and then you're like, you know what? And then just take it off and like wheel it through like a big
I'm the
cheese
dog
wheel.
with the stick, just hitting the
Yeah.
doorway.
Yeah. But Annabelle just immediately lets out a laugh. She's like, of all the things, at least you got the important one.
Yeah, he'll like flop it down onto its proper side and go, all right, wash up, dears, in her own voice or something to that effect.
Yep, easy enough to do. And it kind of takes up a large chunk of the living room area, but it's a good bit of comical reprieve.
Just because he wants to see if it's gonna do it, he'll actually go over to Vernon, assuming he's still unconscious.
Yep.
And he'll take out that bottle of sherry and then just like pop the cork and try and smelling salt him with it just to see what happens.
Nothing.
Yeah, that would have been amazing. But
He
otherwise,
subconsciously just goes, puts his lips on it and just starts chugging it. Did he wake up at all? Nope. Slept through the whole thing.
yeah, he'll give it to Polly though afterwards. If after trying that.
Oh, thank you. You know who'd really love this though is my mom, and I think she actually needs it more than I do.
You can give it to her.
How about we both give it to her?
Okay.
And I'll walk over to my mom. Hey, Rachel didn't find just the basin. We found this too, and we thought that you could use it.
Rachel's gone as you turn slightly to, and her eyes track you for a little bit, Rachel. And she just smiles and looks back at Polly. Well, this would be a good drink to have once your father wakes up.
Damn right. And I will go find Bryn.
She's currently in the corner putting her eyebrows on.
Hey, I noticed you've been kind of avoiding me, and I don't blame you. Do you have a second? Kind of want to... Yeah, do you have a second?
Just have a deep sigh there, and yeah, of course, Polly.
Hey, just want to let you know that I'm not mad at you. I'm not angry about anything that you did. In fact, I know that I came off kind of angry and stuff, but it was just, in the heat of the moment. I know that the gods make us certain ways and they give us amazing gifts. And sometimes I understand that we don't get the choice on how those gifts get used. And sadly, I'm kind of really sorry that my cousin wasted that gift that you were giving. I'm actually really pissed off about that. But I don't hold any of this against you. I understand you did what you had to do.
It's not that I thought you were mad at me, more mad at myself, I guess, that I couldn't do anything. But it's also something I know that I'm supposed to do, and I know why and who I'm doing it for now. I'm interested to see if there's going to be an issue with him because she got taken back and is still with us. Because that doesn't really happen often. It's more of like a tall tale.
Yeah, I didn't think it did. In fact, I've only heard about it in legends. I've never actually seen it, and yeah, I don't. I'm having a problem with it, and I think that I know that he did it out of love, but I also know that he's gonna have to answer for that. I'm also not looking forward to having that conversation with Ilinade at all, and I doubt that you are either.
I honestly, I don't know what I could have done to stop him. I mean, even if I had known a way, I'm not stupid. I know he's stronger than me.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you could have stopped him either. Um, as far like, I think the only thing that could have stopped him would have been Ilinade. Um, but yeah, I just wanted to let you know that I'm not. There's nothing bad between us. We're fine. Yeah. I appreciate you giving me my space.
Yeah, of course. I think what the hardest was for me was that it was already a tough situation, and then to put that on top of it did not make it any easier or simpler. And obviously, it went beyond that.
Yeah. Well, I guess we'll know for next time. If Nori gets crazy and wants to bring somebody back to life, it better be you and not anybody else.
Well, it doesn't happen all the time, though, so it just depends. Illinade's the one he picks.
Yeah. Very true. Ilinade picks. And I'll lean in and give Bryn a hug.
She'll hug probably back. Wasn't expecting it, though.
Aww.
Damn it, Rachaw, get out of here.
Little feathers from the back.
Eh.
Thanks, Racha.
Just whispered in your, no problem. All right. So you guys have the entire day ahead of you. Is there anything specifically you want to get done, do, talk to, see, plan?
I want to
Do
get out
dance.
of the city and go commune. Anybody want to join me?
I do, but I want to talk to Hawkus as well.
Oh yeah, he's over at the triage area, so you can find him there.
I'll
Alrighty.
spend the entire day just scouring this city for every drop of alcohol he could find, particularly the bars.
Well, there is a few bars that escape destruction. So if you want to pay a premium, you can get some alcohol.
He'll hold off on those ones first until the last.
Gotta
one.
get that free booze first. All right, give me an investigation check. All right, Brynhilde.
Is
Nope,
he
no
busy
alcohol.
or?
He seems just to be more of like helping coordinate stuff. He's still not 100% on this new foot of his. So he's more of immobily pointing and barking orders. He's mainly staying around
Alright.
he's mainly staying around the other Duragar. So
Gotcha.
he's kind of just like showing his support for his people.
Do you have a moment?
Yeah?
I wanted to ask if you know how you saved Laverne the other day. Is that... I really haven't heard of it happening in a bunch.
Yeah, I'm a bit sorry about that one. I personally wasn't ready to let her go. And I don't know if Vernon would have survived if she wasn't here. So, as selfish as it was for me, I was also trying to do it for everyone else. But Trentamir, when you have enough pieces of him, you unlock some abilities. Some are a bit more useful than others and can be done more often. That one was more of a let's not try it again type of situation. But I basically slivered a portion of my crystal off to reinvigorate and heal her body. Not every piece holder can do this. You need a large enough crystal to get it done, as well as decent mastery over your piece to know how much to sliver off so you can still retain the essence of whatever your crystal is and not lose it to the piece that was taken away. But if all goes well and I'm able to keep her safe, once she gets to the point where she's able to remove the crystal from herself to put it in an item or something like that, I can reabsorb the piece and no longer be a problem. So for now, it's a loan.
I feel like Nori should have come with me for this conversation.
Oh, well.
No.
Pillow
just
talk.
No. Just bad information. So is that something she'd be able to do then? Give it
Like
back
I
to...
said, gotta have a big enough piece. Gotta have...
Well,
Mastery upgrade.
well, yeah, I understand that part for healing the body and bringing them back.
To be
I don't think
fair,
hers is
I
big
don't
enough for
mean
that.
to twist the knife, but she doesn't give a shit about her piece.
I'm not gonna argue with that either.
So, to become a master of it, you're looking at decades of work. Problem is, Trentamir knows it. So,
I agree with you on that.
there's a reason why she hasn't talked to him in forever.
How long do you think it's gonna take Laverne to be able to remove it and give it back to you?
She's already committed to going with me down south the city, yeah? If we stay together and we put some decent time into training, might find a small sliver for her to absorb, and when that happens, that'll be the time when she'd be able to remove it. So I'm hoping a year? It's one thing to learn to do it on your own, and another when someone else who's already done it is teaching you. If she was trying to do this on her own, I'd say probably 3-4 pieces out, and maybe about 4 years. So we're definitely trying to fast track this. And
Now,
yeah,
obviously-
I'm sorry for interrupting what you were doing. It just had to act
No,
fast.
I understand. I do understand. Truth be told, even though it's part of what I'm made for, it's not something I looked forward to in that moment.
Yeah, once the soul reaches your soul and connects, there's no getting it back. So, snap decision.
And obviously, Nori's not on good terms with her piece. And I don't know if she's going to ask you. How could she change that? What should she do?
Well, she neglects it, so. Fundamentally, she needs to commit a certain amount of what I like to call experience into the facet that is Trintamir. And until that happens, she neglected it for so long, I doubt it's going to want to reach out and is expecting to either wait for her to die or jump ship. I wouldn't be surprised the next person that she spends a decent amount of quality time with, it's gonna latch onto it. You're blocked, so it's not gonna happen to you. It's not gonna happen to Polly, he's deity blocked. It's not gonna happen to Rachar or Kaporin, because they've got their own problems. And it's already went to Amric, so I can't go back there again.
That sounded so dirty. He's deity blocked.
So, the rest of your parties,
Wait, why wouldn't it go back to Emmerich? I understand
virgin
the
soil.
others. But it went back to Nori.
From what I can tell, when it left Nori, it was situational. It wanted to go back to Nori, it was just waiting for the situation to resolve itself.
Gotcha. Okay. So she might be getting rid of this thing sooner than she thinks, but
I mean,
yeah, well, no, maybe not.
it might
Depends
be getting
on
rid of her.
who we. Well, I hope not.
That's the problem you deal with with these types of packs. If you don't give enough to it, the pact may not be voluntarily gone into, but it's still a pact, and well, you've seen how strong it can be. How would you feel if a being of that power was rejected by comparatively an ant. It eventually is gonna turn the barrel around. Now, like I said, it might leave her before then, or for pieces a little bit more humane, might just wait for her to die on her own.
For the piece that you split off, so your piece, I don't remember exactly what it was, but is the Vern's the same? Like,
No.
sorry.
I shaved off a piece, and whatever decided to emotionally or personality connect with her is what it is.
So
Luckily,
just base it off her, though, not just whatever it wants.
yeah, it's got to connect with her on a primal level of some sort.
Okay, so just like how yours, when you found your piece, and then Nora with hers, right? Okay. She's having a way bigger conversation than she thought she was going to have.
Like, the further she gets in, it's like, damn, Nori really should have been here. I gotta tell her
She's
all
like,
this
"Oh,
shit later. Fuck."
Okay. I feel like she's just gonna like turn around, walk behind a door or something, like a wall, so he can't see her, and just start scribbling in her notebook. Just like, fuck, what was everything it said? Okay.
No, Hawkins,
okay,
stay
okay.
here. I got more questions. Like, you don't have like a pen and paper, so you just like take out a dagger and like scratch it into the wall, and then you're
I
like,
mean, I have my notebooks.
okay, there you go.
I have my notebooks.
It
Like
would've
2
been-
notebooks.
It would have been funnier to scratch it in the wall, and then like you're like, okay, and then you go running to go talk to her, and he kind of like looks around the wall, and it's just like the weirdest personal notebook style of shorthand writing ever. Hawkes, peace, Laverne. Good? Peace is big, do good stuff. Just like random ass shit. Any other questions for him?
Can I think about that for a moment?
He's standing there like, this is
Oh,
awkward
God.
now. Just looking at me.
No. Thank you for all of that. I didn't expect to hear all of it, but I appreciate it.
Wait,
I don't know any
no,
questions.
Just shh and go. Shh and go.
Yeah. Thank you. And just, gonna go help people somewhere.
Okay.
Just help people and contemplate that and go, oh shit.
Bran, go ahead and roll a d20 for me.
And remember all this information later.
Okay, never mind.
What?
Nope, you're good. Alright. Anybody else?
Val, I will
Emmerich-
have you know, I had plans for leveling up as a warlock.
I read it.
Ah! And now I have murder on my head. The problem is that we
Murder in your
need
mind.
those 6th level druid spells so badly. So it'd be 3 levels from now that I could
Murder
increase in
on my
warlock, and I
mind.
don't have that
Got
time.
murder on my mind.
Ah!
So basically, we gotta isolate Nori from everyone else, and not let her spend more than like an hour, or a couple days, like a day with anyone other outside of our group.
Hey, lucky for her, she's got anxiety. She doesn't talk to anyone else outside the group.
It's basically what Bryn was ready to say, but she wasn't gonna say it.
Yeah.
I feel like Hawkins already knew.
Yeah.
Was he implying that it was gonna kill her if he left?
I got murder on the mind.
Take that as a yes.
My mind. Alright, anybody else? Amric, you were saying something?
Yeah, Amer's gonna spend all day carving out statuettes for his project.
Dex check.
Uh,
And Atapata.
not gonna go well.
Anybody else?
Horn wanted to
Middle
see
of
if
the
he could
road.
go to the
Corin?
You'd want to see if the academy would let him in to see the headmaster since
No.
helped them previously. No.
Nope.
Yeah, I figured as much.
Mainly because he's not the academy.
Oh, okay.
He is out there with the
He's
SMRs doing shit.
He was gonna see if he can find out any information about his father since he's related to that bastard.
You get an idea that top secret,
Yeah.
convicted, being
Above my
held
pay grade.
Yeah. Beyond a lot of
I
people's
figured
pay
as much.
grades.
But then Kaporin, if he wasn't able to get to the academy,
Oh, you can get to the academy
He was
because the headmaster's not there.
yeah. So
And the library
mean-
is shut.
if he can't get the information he wanted or see the people he wanted to see, another doll, or he would be, if anyone needs to do anything, he would assist. But
Dex check. Amric, as far as yours goes, middle of the road. Yeah, you get some headway on it, but it's looking okay. Not too great. Kaporn, you make a little bit of headway on your next stall. Nowhere near finished, but looking all right.
Can I ask my mom to go out training with me?
She's not leaving Vernon's side.
I thought I'd ask.
Yeah.
I will.
She says she will
Give up
after,
forms.
but right now it's she wants to be there when he wakes up.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do my forms then.
Yeah, between him and Hawkus, like a lot of shit went down, and like your dad was spent on spells, so it gives you just a
Kaporin would
small idea of the amount of shit that went down, and why Hawkus was left to gusting as
Yeah,
all he could do.
I'll definitely sit down with my mom in the evening, like around dinner time when we're eating, and ask her what happened.
Okay.
But not right now. I'm doing other things.
Okay. Kaporn?
Kaporin would offer to use detect thoughts on him, just to see if anything's troubling him in his thoughts or how he's mentally in the situation. But
Wait, who's this with?
not Laverne.
Annabelle?
Holly's dad.
Vernon?
Vernon's unconscious. He has not woken up since you guys got into this house.
Yeah. So Kaporin was trying to offer if Annabelle wanted him to check how he's doing mentally, since he hasn't woken up. But
Yeah, this isn't sleeping unconscious. This is unconscious unconscious. So this is deep state unconscious. So even detect thoughts or anything like that, you're not going to get anything back from him.
Okay.
She'd be open to it, but yeah, you don't receive anything back. It's like a monk's mind. Well, most monks. Chris Monk is something completely different.
he would offer. It would be an offer.
Yeah, like I said, she would accept it, but you just don't get anything back. And she was half expecting it. You know, she wasn't putting too much faith into it, but she's like, he's breathing. It's okay. It doesn't seem like the coma that Laverne was in, so she's not too worried. Just whenever he decides to wake up, she wants to be there, and that'll be when he's ready to wake up. Anybody else?
Yeah, I still want to go out of town and do commune.
Okay.
If anybody wants to go with me.
I'll go with him.
All right.
Yeah, Brynwood.
All right.
Warren likes to take trips outside of town.
Okay. That means you not get your doll done, or the.
Oh, if that's the case, then I'd rather progress on my doll.
All right.
I'll take Bill with us too, just to get some exercise and stuff.
No worries. Okay. So, Bryn, Nori, Polly. Outside the city, commune. It goes through. A few moments after finishing the spell, Polly's eyes sort of alight with a white to slightly yellow out-tinted eyes.
I will say it's good to have you back, and then let him take over.
A bit busy, but willing to reach out to a friend. Is this thing on? Kind of knocks
Sorry.
Polly's head a little bit.
Oh no. I think the first thing we want to know is, do you know who took Caporn's little brother, Tim, from his mother?
No.
Do you know about Barnabas's escape and what happened here?
Yes.
We're getting yes/no answers, fun.
You have
I
5
know.
options of answers,
Yeah,
but
That's fair.
these are pretty straightforward answers of yes
Yeah.
or no. So oh, Laverne's with you too, because you asked her to come along. So this will be the one time that she actually does. Oh, not Laverne, Annabelle. I remember you asked your mom if she wanted to ask questions.
I just didn't think she would leave my dad.
She would just make sure Laverne is like awake and there.
Okay.
So if you can't come up with questions, she would ask it.
Nori, is there anything you'd want to ask?
And we could say that before this, Bryn, you gave over all the information that you've got from Hawkes on the walk or whatever. So just let you know, your throat might explode. The more you know.
Nori, who was like prepared to have questions and stuff, it just essentially shuts off. Just like, I have had this thing on for about 5 months. What do you expect me to do? I've been trying not to die that entire time. I want to spend time to get this thing. I want to spend time to get to the point where I can be a more powerful warlock. The problem is that I keep almost dying, and there's a bunch of druid shit that's going to keep me from dying, which is why I've been focusing on it.
She has this
Damn
whispered
it.
conversation with her throat after you tell her all this.
Yes.
Look at you son of a bitch.
She does not say son of a bitch. She does not have a death wish.
Look at here, nerd.
Also not.
You may not say it, but you're thinking it, and it's just as bad.
Just like, come on, man, I'm trying. It's not working, but I'm trying.
But any questions for Ilinade?
Yeah. Can you? I don't want to a yes or no answer.
Well, even then,
I know
He's
he
only
can
got
still do
so
that.
much
I know
of
he
a-
can still. No, for sure. I'm trying to make it so it's not just a yes or a no thing. What does Barnabas want?
honestly, I believe he got what he wanted. Freedom. But whether or not this is orchestrated by him specifically or just his followers is another story that we don't have all the pages to. Because, I mean, anything that is captive wants to be free. Whether or not these attacks were orchestrated by him or others is the real mystery right now.
She'll look at Annabelle, see if she has a question that she wants to ask.
All right. Seeing as how you currently aren't here, as well as a large majority of other high-ranking military officials aren't here, I'm guessing this wasn't the only attack. You did say an orchestrated attack, so what does the current situation look like as far as other places that got hit? Well, at roughly the same time, 17 other towns were attacked at once. 2 other capital cities, District 5 and District 8, were hit. And so we were spread thin very quickly and could only get to what we could get to. A large majority of us already dealing with the places where we were at. And the reason why Barnabas was sent to District 2 was because, as far as inmates go, it was less crowded there. So you could understand why we didn't rush back to District 2. We had many more things to deal with. She kind of nods. And gestures to you if you have another question. If not, she'll ask another.
I actually want to reach in and ask, what is Barnabas?
From what we can tell, he is what has been called a hybrid. He is an ancient archfey that consumed a lich phylactery to become a demon prince. So you can understand why hybrid is much more of an easier term to understand what he is. Because, honestly, half of it doesn't make sense to me.
That definitely explains Kaporin.
That wasn't a question,
wow.
so I can't give an answer.
No, I know. Val, is there any way that I can... I know it's kind of weird, but can I extend it? As in, like, double casting it to ask more questions? Or does it feel like he's, like, in a hurry to get out of here?
You can recast it, but then there becomes a chance that it fails.
Okay, then never mind. That's it for this one.
Okay. The end of the questioning, in Polly's form, he kind of does a little double step and a 360 spin. It kind of finger guns you guys, and then it like zerps back to Polly.
I can't tell if that was better or worse than the wink.
Trust me, doing it, worse.
Interesting guy.
Yeah, interesting answers. For damn sure.
Is that technically the first time Nori's met Elenade?
Yeah.
Wait,
Didn't you meet him on the street?
yeah, I saw Master Chief.
Ah, yes.
I'm sure if you count all the times he's twerked on us in a tavern.
He worked on me like as an old lady bird. Or no, old lady.
He was also there during the
So-
Kenku orgy scene.
Wonderful. I did not need to know that.
Just whenever you think shit's going down or something stupid's happening, he's probably there. Let's be real. He's just watching, going, "The fuck are these idiots doing?"
His favorite thing to do is watch a Cha be a stupid dumbass.
He's like, "Hey, I picked them. I picked them. Interesting. Okay."
I mean, why go do anything else when you literally have
24
A reality
hour
TV
Yeah,
show.
exactly. Let's see what's happening there. Oh, whoa, okay, now maybe we'll not just jump in at 11 o'clock at night.
How did they end up on that plane of existence?
I didn't know
They
beds
don't
could do
even
that.
know.
Seattle?
There's just like a voiceover that just, oh, Bryn. Or just-
I think I need to start finding more
Like-
followers. These ones aren't going to last very long.
And yet, they're still here.
Just like cockroaches.
I'm going to label this group
It's,
exploratory research.
Yet somehow they're even uglier.
All right. So the commune finished. Answers gotten. Annabelle, at the end of this, kind of just immediately turns and starts heading back.
I'll hook my arm into hers and walk with her. Everybody walks faster anyway.
She's barbarian. She's got an extra 10 feet of movement.
I just realized that.
So you're like walking, then getting lifted every now and then. The extra 10 feet. Just whoop, okay. Whoop, okay.
With Bill in tow.
Yep.
That puts her like on pace with Bryn, doesn't it?
35 feet, yeah. Bryn, like, just innately walks slower. Just to, like, keep poly pace, and all of a sudden Laverne's like, let's go, come on. You're like, oh, sweet, I can full strides. All right, cool. So, another day, guys. Anything that you want to get done? This will be the last day before the end of session, so...
You kind of broke my brain a little bit, so I'm gonna just sit back here for a while.
You're welcome for that.
Now, it's information I needed, but it's not information I wanted.
I wanted it, so I'm happy I got it.
Thank you, much appreciated.
I mean, I do want to hear the story from my mom about what happened.
Okay. Well, she would start with the initial explosions. When the first couple explosions happened, there was the one at the old tower, and from the old tower, that was pretty. So the very first one was the southern wall, then the old tower, then the harbor, and the one north of the other inn. Pretty much rapidly behind each other with little, like 10-15 seconds between. But by the time the one closer to the inn went off, the one that you guys felt, the creatures that started streaming out of the old tower explosion So fire and debris was getting shot and launched everywhere. And initially, they were dealing with fire. And then these creatures started basically destroying things on their way through. Not a lot of them poured out of that one. It just seems to be more of a go out and do as much shit as you can while everything's going crazy. So Hawkus on his way to the Schlemazel house, because he was already halfway. He was bringing Bill regardless, because he was going to take Bill out drinking with him and Vernon. And it was during that the explosion started. He initially wanted to turn back to the first explosion, but then saw the explosions getting closer and closer to the Schlemazel house. So he booked off in that direction, encountering a few of the creatures on his way, which spurred him. He took care of them, and then spurred forwards to the Schlemazel house. Got there. Fire had overtaken the southern buildings to it, and Vernon was actually in his workshop when those creatures attacked. So Vernon was fighting, I believe, 5 of them at once. By the time Hawkus got there, and he got to the Schlemazel house, Annabelle said he's still at his place. Got to there, the Dirty Basilisk was already destroyed by that time by the amount of fighting that was going on, and Hawkus was able to help Vernon get out of that. It was during this time that those creatures, according to Hawkus, when they die, they explode, and they explode acid. So, when it came down to the last 2, they suicided themselves against Vernon, and Vernon shielded Bill from the damage and took it all on his back. It was during that time that Vernon dumped the last bits of his healing into Hawkus and Bill to get them up and going, and a little bit into himself, and then they got back to the Schlemazel house. By this time, the other explosion, the one at the mining headquarter, went off, and just the concussive blast alone destroyed half the house. And during this time, that was when Laverne was up in the top. Vernon basically got launched through a wall, and so the way that it's situated, Annabelle was in the kitchen along with Hawkus and Vernon. Vernon got launched through the kitchen wall into the living room, and Hawkus shielded Annabelle from it, while Bill was outside on the other side of the house, so he was okay. Annabelle ran to Vernon, who was unconscious from the blast, and Hawkus went to go find Laverne, but found the entire second floor just on fire. And so all he had left was gusting, and he was just trying to put out the fires like a fire extinguisher as much as possible. From there, he saw Laverne, but then pretty much the rest of the building started to collapse, so he had to jump down. He put out the fires on the top floor, but then he was basically gusting to keep the house up while trying to find stuff to support things. It was this time that he used Bill. He jumped on Bill to get a little faster around the sides of the house and everything. Was able to shore up the bottom. He used his last fabricate, or not his last, his second to last fabricate, to shore up the entire wall underneath Laverne so it didn't collapse back into something sturdy. And he was then, all the fence was on fire, so he was just trying to gust as much as possible. He could sense Nori was coming with the Trentimere piece, so he was just trying to stave everything out. He knew as long as Laverne didn't move, she would be in that intermediary of, okay, it's holding everything in. Like, he yelled at her, don't move. Like, stay there. Help's coming. And he went around trying to put out as much of the fire as possible before it overtook everybody.
And then we showed up and ruined everything.
She's like, as far as I know, we're all alive, we're all here, so we couldn't... You didn't ruin anything.
is some story to tell grandkids. If we ever have it.
I was gonna say, she turns to you and goes, "Grandkids. I like where this conversation's going."
Yeah, well. Yeah, take it to Laverne.
I don't know if the uterus has grown back from what had happened.
I'm not saying right now.
I'm just saying, why not bring it up to you? Adoption is a thing.
I can't have kids. I mean, come on. What am I gonna do with kids?
Look, think about it. In 10 years, drinking partners.
10 years?
I mean,
They're dwarves.
yeah, they are.
In the old times, wine was given for dinner for kids.
I mean, they
Yeah,
gotta go to sleep
10's
sometime.
probably a little old. I didn't realize dwarves are so conservative with their wine.
Well, to be fair, dwarves are... They don't really hit maturity until about 30, 40. So a 10-year-old dwarf is more like a 6-year-old.
I failed to see your point, sir.
It's alright, it's just Coors Light to begin with. It's basically water. Seltzer. It's hard seltzer, okay?
Watered down ale.
Yeah.
You know, just to get them used to it so that, you know, later on they can take it.
Yeah, exactly. Gotta start building up that con score.
Yeah, they don't get their 10th birthday party unless they
Unless they can do at least a
drink 30
kegger.
White Claws.
No, you gotta at least be able to do a kegger, okay? Hell, 9th birthday party, they're learning quarters. Or what we call here, coppers.
Beer pong.
That's 11, let's be fair. The hand-eye coordination's not quite there yet. You gotta wait till at least 11.
Yeah. You can do
Have
Rage
to be
Cage
able
at
to
like
reach the top of the table.
Flip cup is more 10.
you can do Rage Cage at like 15.
Yeah, there you go. It's when you're shotgunning and you're ready to go. So, that's the story.
I appreciate it.
A lot of good and bad rolls happened when I rolled out that entire fight.
One very bad roll.
Saved Bill.
Fucking family pets, man.
If they were gonna take him drinking, he's more than a pet.
You gotta keep him happy.
That's the bar bro. Like you gotta make sure your bar bros are okay. All right. So anything else?
Oh, is this for the last day?
This is for the rest of this day. Yeah. As far as last day goes, you guys haven't really decided on a set amount of days that you're gonna be here, so we're kind of just rolling through it until you guys decide to fucking fuck off.
Man, this session. Amric does have something he wants to do. Because he's got horrible crafting hands. He's gonna, instead of continuing to craft statuettes, he's gonna get some paper and a quill, or if he can borrow something from someone else, he will. And he'll try and draw out some of the statues that he wants made.
Okay. Yeah, it's another dexterity check.
Not performance.
No.
Fuck.
Performance is like putting on a performance.
I still do horribly, I'm sure. 14.
Alright, you're able to get the majority of the main things across. As far as like intricacies go, you may need to like verbally tell if you're like asking a carpenter to make it. And being like, right here, yeah, I wasn't able to get it right, but I want this done. So that'll be like a persuasion check when you go to if you go to someone to get it done, to see how well you get across what you want. But
And that was for what, one statue?
no, I'll say if you're taking the time, you draw all of them.
Okay.
So, like I said, it's the majority of the thing, probably like 75% of each one.
Great. I won't go to a carpenter for that. I do.
You're probably
You
thinking
remember-
that in this town, carpenters a little bit busy.
Yeah.
Funny enough, Carpenter's place, one of the things that didn't burn up.
Yeah, because I was thinking about. I'm like, yeah, there's no way they're gonna be doing extra projects right now.
Oh, they're doing extra projects.
Not for me.
Yeah.
But that's it. Yeah, that's all Amric would like to do today.
Okay. Nori?
I'll bring up stuff with you after session. I just need a moment.
Okay. Polly?
Oh, I'm good till tomorrow.
Kapora?
I have to restart a doll.
Yep. Yeah, you lost that amount of fabric.
Yeah. Corn waiting to be either draw a circle, a teleportation circle, to head back to the keep, or is offering to draw the other circle to see where that takes us.
Like every
We're
like
kinda stuck.
hour and a half, Kaporan just like pulls out the chalk and just like looks at someone like dead in the eyes, and just like, and you guys go, "Not now, Kaporan," and then he just like slowly puts it away.
Fine. But he, I mean, depending on when we just finally decide to go, it's like he's offering the option.
Yeah. Okay. Rachel?
After his failure of a alcohol finding, he'll probably actually check on Mazoga's place again. Is she back at all or no?
At the nursery? No.
He'll probably just sort of try and help tend to the plants there then,
Okay.
the best he can.
Yeah, a large majority of these refugees seem to be taking some sort of solace in caring for the plants. Sort of like a reprieve from the situation. So you're more than welcome to kind of like jump in and help here or there, and people tell you what to do or whatever. You're pretty much just focused on Charlie.
Yeah, and like I pull out Acacia and I'm like, do I just leave you here? Like, meet friends? Like, I don't know how this works.
No, if you try to leave her there, the vines will try to reach out to you. Like no, don't leave me here. Take me with you.
Okay. It's like, do I shoot you into the plants? Like, is that like? But yeah, he's just more or less playing around in the plant garden.
Okay. Brandon?
At some point, either on the way back from the commune or another time, she'd ask Nori and Polly their thoughts on telling Mr. Kapoor what his dad is, because she's a little worried about that. So, any ideas if we do that or wait?
Does he need to know now?
I mean, I'm all for telling him the truth and stuff, but I don't know what he would do with the information right now.
I think it might just set him overboard.
He has been through kind of a lot in the last day or so. I don't want to, like you said, set him off or like send his mind spinning as much as it already is.
Maybe break that specific thing to him slowly.
Definitely don't
I
want him
mean-
having to do drugs again.
Yeah, no.
Because Annabelle's with you.
Oh yeah. I mean, is there any breaking slowly to that?
No, but more of waiting for not a better time, but a different time.
I mean, anytime we tell him, even if it's a good time, it's going to turn into a bad time. But I mean, I think we already know. He already knows that his father's not the greatest. It's just, there's a scale.
Yeah.
So not now.
I
Where
don't
they
think we're
have-
gonna do it now.
Where are they having this conversation?
On the walk back from
Not
the
with
commute.
you.
Okay. I was about to say. I was like, are they just having this in the living room?
No,
Not with Kaporin.
Warren tagged along the entire time. I can hear you guys. All right, so that's been decided. Anything else, Bryn? All right. So with that, eventually everyone conglomerates back at the house. Dinner and rest given to everyone, so long rests can be clicked off. And we will meet back up in a couple days on Monday with another day of death and despair. All right, guys.
All the days in Solbrun.
Well, nowadays. Any questions?
Uh,
Why
What
did
does
I roll
it
a
mean?
d20?
Any questions? I will answer.
Nope. But I finally made a
Why
session that
Bryn
wasn't
roll
on
a
Monday.
I know. Yay. Okay. Well,
I'm so
go ahead.
confused. What Kaporin is?
Yeah, it's gonna
At
be fun to
this
find
point-
out.
Kaporin thinks he's normal. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's why he had the emo goth fairy queen for a patron.
Yeah.
It was like probably his aunt or something.
She had pity
Are
on
you
me
my
as-
real
as
mom?
her-
what's with this party and pissing off patrons?
You guys do it
I
so
didn't
well.
piss her off. She saved me.
If you guys do have any questions, feel free to reach out to me and I'll get back to them as soon as I can. If I don't talk to you all before, then you guys have a great weekend and we will be back on Monday.
Night, y'all.
Have a good night, everybody.
Good night.
Thank you for those who stayed with us. You guys have a great weekend. Stay safe. We'll see you next time.